We're talking.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Blah, 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 blah.
Words.
Oh no.
Say, Greg.
Ari, you gotta say,
everyone but Greg.
you are winning, man.
Muted Greg.
I can hear
You can finally wear all of your Cyberpunk gear.
We're back to D&D.
Whoa!
Oh no.
Not finally. It's just like I can dress who I am now.
Yeah.
This is who I am.
I mean, I've been to your place, and this is how you were just like sitting on your couch like this, with like
this is like me in a bathrobe.
trance.
This is exactly how I operate on a daily basis.
Yeah.
I keep on waiting to say
Hello?
Hey,
illuminate.
I think I'm back, guys. I think my sound is up. All right. All right. So I have sound. I'm sorry. Thank you for vamping. Oh my God. You know, it's just streaming sucks. It just sucks. It just really is the worst. So I'll do what I said before that nobody heard. We are Liz and Anthony and Al Jorgensen. Ari and John and Ari. This is going to be Cyberpunk RED. We're doing session 0 tonight. And so what does that mean? It means I haven't written anything, really. There is an existing setting material that I'm somewhat familiar with. Actually, our most Cyberpunk familiar player is Ari David down in the bottom right corner there. For those of you who are just tuning in for the first time,
Obviously.
I apologize. We have no lower thirds yet. This is a new overlay that I'm developing, that I'm adapting from a Nerd or Die overlay. That is going to be very cyberpunky. But I didn't put too much time into it because I'm going to show you guys some things tonight that I would probably never show normally. And for anybody who wants to know what I'm drinking, I'm very lazy tonight. I'm drinking this this large bottle of Trappist ale. Because I don't have any oranges. There's like a listeria outbreak. You can hardly get oranges or lemons. So my old-fashioned, I'm not going to waste good bourbon on an old-fashioned that doesn't have an orange peel in it.
Now I wish we were playing in reality, because I like Trappist Ale.
Oh yes,
Sharing is caring.
Yeah. And then I think that we'll be so like I said, I've never done. Honestly, I don't know that I've ever sat down with all the players at the table to make characters before. We have. It seldom happens. It's a great thing when you can do it, but usually all of our games, people make characters individually or in advance. But tonight, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna run through character creation the hard way for Cyberpunk RED. And we are going to talk about how those characters came to know each other and what they do in Night City. I have a new soundtrack for Cyberpunk, so why don't we cue it up now? I don't have a slick-ass intro for the show like we did for D&D yet, so that's going to take some work.
Regular-ass intro.
It's going to take some work, though, because there's not, it turns out, a lot of public domain romanticist paintings of, cyberpunk futuristic cities. Right? Right. Some beer. Well, should be playing music. I don't hear any good music. Do you guys hear music? What's going on?
No.
That's good. Okay, now we have music. I've got my EL tape kind of positioned in my collar. I think eventually I think I will sew this in. It looks pretty slick on camera. That's my light-up collar I'm working on. And in case it comes to it, I do have a laser garrote in case it should happen. Just EL wire. Okay, I'm done being a dumbass now. I'm done. So here's what's going to happen. We are using Foundry Virtual Tabletop. And normally what you guys get to see in Foundry Virtual Tabletop is, I'm talking to the chat room now, what you guys normally see in Foundry VTT is a view that I built. I mean, it's basically a player's view, right? It's just for the audience. But tonight you're going to see it from the DM's perspective. And I may not even need to have that stuff. I'm just trying to figure out what I need open on my desktop. And so what you're looking at in those panels, the center top panel is the DM's Foundry screen, and it's blank. And you'll also notice if you've been following along that it looks a little different. And that's because Foundry has modular game systems, and a great member of the community, and I may screw up his handle here. I think it's Gerdefall, built a Cyberpunk RED module for Foundry Virtual Tabletop. He built it using the Jumpstart pack that was made available, I think, at Gen Con last year. And that is a little different rule set from the RED pack. So earlier today, I learned just enough JavaScript to fork that and add the proper skill list so we could really build characters. And so that's what's in the center there, just gray blocking thing. There's nothing going on there yet. We're going to build everything kind of on stream. And then down here on the right, that is that's the PDF of the rules, which we will be referencing as we make characters, kind of probably in an ongoing basis. Before we start, do you think it would make sense to talk about what Cyberpunk is?
Yeah, definitely.
I think you should explain the setting so that people know, like, exactly what the cyberpunk world is, not just broadly the genre.
Sure. So the cyberpunk, and Ari, you actually know a lot more about this than I do. So maybe you'll be able to weigh in here a bit. So Cyberpunk RED, first off, if you're familiar with, there is, of course, the genre of cyberpunk, which I think most people say kicks off pretty much with Neuromancer and Blade Runner, which were developed at the same time.
Burning Chrome.
You think Burning Chrome? Okay.
You did Burning Chrome first,
Fair
but
enough.
that's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's Gibson. Gibson started it.
Right. William Gibson. And so, and people in chat, I'm seeing this now, are talking about 2077. So 2077, Cyberpunk came out originally, it was Cyberpunk 1993 was the first edition.
No.
No?
It came out in like 1990.
No, but the first book, because Cyberpunk 2020 was a later edition. What's the first, is it 90?
Yeah, no, I'm telling you, like 1990 is when is Cyberpunk 1.
Takes place in 1990?
No, not takes place in 1990. It takes place in like 2010, 2018-ish. And then for the second edition of the game, they shifted to the year 2020.
Right, okay. Okay, I thought
2013, there you go.
And I think it was written
Yeah,
I think it came out in 88 actually. Or at least
because like my reprint, I got my old Cyberpunk back here. It says the original version of 2.0 is like 1991, 1990.
Okay.
In there.
Okay. So
alternate future.
It's an exactly. It's an alternate future where, oh God, I mean, how do you describe cyberpunk in a paragraph? Go for it. Yeah, no, please help me, man.
I got you here.
Get to it, man.
So like 80s sci-fi movies, that's it. The future you were given in like most 80s sci-fi action movies, that's what this is.
Jazim.
That's the simplest way to put it. Like if you've seen RoboCop, it's like RoboCop. But like
what are some good examples?
10 years in the future, it's like Total Recall. It's almost exactly like Total Recall. Blade Runner is, of course, a huge riff. So if you've seen any of those movies, I would even go so far as the recent Dread film with Carl Urban.
Okay.
That's a really good example of cyberpunk.
Yep.
So, and also, Demolition Man.
Demolition Man. I always wonder if Demolition Man fits or not.
Demolition Man counts.
Yeah, I think it does.
Demolition Man, and if you watch anime, Ghost in the Shell.
Ghost in the Shell, Akira.
How about what about the Fifth Element? Would that count?
I
think Fifth Element's a little too much because there's aliens.
Yeah.
So, and you're going outside of your solar system.
Yeah,
the idea is that we are
at the same time.
Still within the bound. We're exploring space. You have like stations on the moon and Mars and shit. And there's Leo, lower Earth orbit, is a big part of the cyberpunk setting. Yep. A lot of space stations.
High riders, they call them.
High riders.
So, how about Cherry 2000?
Ooh.
Not familiar with that one.
Ooh, you should be.
Ooh, he just got you.
How about
gaping hole.
Another Cyberpunk?
Is a decent example, but before they start, again, nobody's like immortal in Altered Carbon. Everyone has like alien technology that keeps them immortal. They don't have that, but like the guns in season 2 that Anthony Mackie has, that he can just like magnetically call to his hands and like are triggered to his nervous system. That's Cyberpunk. That's like perfect. Tank Girl, just the kangaroo people.
Ooh.
Arguably the first Alien movie. These are all good Cyberpunk examples.
Escape from New York.
Escape from New York. Cyberpunk movie.
Great, exactly.
What's that one? Alita, Battle Angel, right? James Cameron.
Alita counts. It gets a little anime.
Yeah.
Oh, Strange Days. We were talking about it before we went live. We were talking about Strange Days, DJ Regular. Jeez. Mad Max is definitely not Cyberpunk.
Transmetropolitan.
Transmet is.
Transmetropolitan, the comic book.
The comic book, yeah, I don't think it hasn't been a movie that I'm aware of.
Johnny Mnemonic.
So
sure.
And so people were, I think Jeresian was talking about. Let's not talk about Johnny Mnemonic. Well, Johnny Mnemonic is a short story from Burning Chrome, which we just referenced. It takes place in the same setting and contains the same characters as Neuromancer and the sequels. So I don't know. It's not a great film, but it is honest cyberpunk, right?
Lawnmower Man 2.
Lawnmower Man 2.
Lawnmower Man 2.
Lawnmower Man 2, yeah, like when they recast Job with Matt Frewer, absolutely.
Oh, and that's the one that Matt Frewer, of course. We forgot Max Headroom is an example.
Yeah, Max Headroom is great. That's another great example.
Comedic. Is the Matrix Cyberpunk?
Definitely Cyberpunk. It's so cyberpunk that in Neuromancer in 1984, the virtual reality world that all the hackers enter is called the Matrix.
It is literally called that's where the term came from, yeah.
Yeah. So, Blade Runner is Cyberpunk. I won't fight you, Mighty Turtles.
So the Cyberpunk role-playing game has some very specific elements, right? So there are in the previous editions there was these global mega corporations, Arasaka and Militech being the two probably most prominent and important ones. Am I correct on that, David? Arasaka and Militech?
Arasaka and Militech are two of the biggest ones.
And they, in the time of the Red, which is when Cyberpunk RED takes place in the 2040s, we are living in the post-apocalypse of the Fourth Corporate War, which ended when a nuclear bomb, a small-scale nuclear device, was detonated in the middle of Night City, which is a city, if I'm not mistaken, positioned somewhere in the middle of the coast of California between...
It is what Los Angeles becomes.
Oh, I thought it was north of Los Angeles.
It's the sprawl, man.
Okay.
Like, it's enormous. Night City is probably north of where Los Angeles is. But you're basically meant to be in LA in the future, but it's so far that they call it Night City.
Well, it was named for the crooked developer who was building it.
Right.
Yeah, something Knight was his first name, his last name, and so they called it his city.
M. Night Shyamalan City.
M. Night Shyamalan City, yes.
Yeah.
Lama Ding Dong.
Oh, man.
So there's...
Cyberpunk 2077... Minuscule Mayhem. I'm sorry. These are not prescriptions, so this is all very hard for me. Man, I have astigmatism.
Why don't you put on your glasses? Yeah, so somebody just asked, how does Cyberpunk 2077 fit in? I'll answer.
After this game, we're in between this and the old edition. We're like 20 years before Cyberpunk 2077.
Right. So even though Cyberpunk RED is not yet publicly available, it takes place before 2077. My understanding is that our Talsorian Games, who develops the tabletop RPG, and of course, who is licensing the material to CD Projekt Red to develop 2077, they actually developed Red and 77 kind of side by side to work together.
Yes. Yeah, the guy who's behind the mastermind of Cyberpunk is this guy, Mike Pondsmith.
Cool guy.
And he's a very talented writer, and he's definitely... Cyberpunk's been his baby for decades. And he's definitely been working hard on these new editions, which is exciting.
Yeah, DJ Regular, I agree. We basically do live in boring cyberpunk land. Yeah.
Also, we got all the crappy parts of dystopia and none of the cool parts. Like, I can't walk around like this outside without being docked at.
Ironically, though, like, you lost that. Like, in 1994, you could have.
Right?
It's true. Right.
Before I could have, but now, no longer.
All right.
Looper was a good cyberpunk movie, I think.
Is time travel cyberpunk?
I mean,
Could be.
I think Looper is a prequel to Warhammer 40,000, but that's just me. I think that the Rainmaker is the God Emperor.
Dude, I love that.
He is.
He's the birth of the Emperor. Bruce Willis and Joseph Gordon-Levitt are the Emperor. You heard it here first, folks.
Okay, so we are going to build characters. Now, the rules, as I'm assuming you guys can see me scrolling rapidly through these rules. Do I have to dress up or something? Obviously, the answer is yes. What is the game master, also called a referee? Whatever. We don't need any of this. How do the rules fit in? We really just want to get into character creation, right? I think this is it.
Let's do this.
So we haven't talked.
No, Warhammer 40K is not Cyberpunk.
No, but you know what though?
No.
So Warhammer 40K is a metafiction. The metafiction of 40K is not cyberpunk. But if you told a story that took place in a hive city, that would be very cyberpunk.
Yeah.
There are
Like Necromunda.
right. You could just put Judge Dredd into 40K. It's built that way, actually.
Yeah.
But also Dune is built to fit into, you know.
All right, so Short Circuit, is that a cyberpunk movie?
Yes.
Yeah, kinda.
No, what was that movie that the alien ship like came down and they couldn't leave?
Oh, Battery's Not Included.
Oh my God,
There's
batteries
the
not
other
included.
movie that was on WPIX every day.
Dude, that was so cute.
Saw that movie in the theater. So, cyberpunk, everybody's playing a human. We don't have to talk about, you know, the existence of dwarves or elves or anything like that. That would fall under the realm of shadow something.
Shadowrun.
There goes my plan.
What's it?
Shadowrun is
Shadowrun.
fantasy with cyberpunk. That's it. It's
Yeah.
cyberpunk but like elves.
I just want to
Yeah.
pause too to say that like there's a lot of these aesthetic genres that
The
are
story is cyberpunk.
blank
Sorry.
blank punk, right? You got cyberpunk, diesel punk,
Yeah.
dirigible punk,
Dirigible punk.
what's diesel, diesel
Steampunk.
punk?
Steampunk.
Steampunk, right? Well, the thing about cyberpunk is that I think that it's a real genre. It's not
Yes.
simply an aesthetic overlay. It is a response and reaction to what was going on economically, culturally, and it takes all of that to its most far-flung, terrifying, logical conclusion. It's good speculative fiction, whereas like steampunk, I don't think is like good. It's fun. I like steampunk, but it's an aesthetic.
Steampunk started somewhere. Gibson kind of actually started it too with the Difference engine. He
Right.
wrote it with Bruce Sterling. That was like the beginning of steampunk. It's a thing also. It's
I'm just
very
saying that
Jules Verne.
it's an aesthetic as opposed to being a genre. And I think I don't know. Maybe is that unfair? Do you think that's
That's a little unfair. Steampunk is a genre.
all right? Fine.
Jules Verne is steampunk. It was science fiction that was responding to his time, but 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea is steampunk.
You know,
Yeah.
Wild Wild West is steampunk.
But maybe it depends on where it's coming.
Bel Air is steampunk. Think
Yes,
about it.
that's true. If you think about it.
Steampunk's legit, but dieselpunk's a little more of an argument. That I would just say is part of pulp.
Fair. Well, and then maybe
I
though,
want to know more
maybe
about
what you're
dirigible punk.
really quickly
Yeah,
though.
tell me
if-
more about that.
What you're bringing up is an interesting note because if steampunk is Jules Verne, and when Jules Verne writes it from his perspective, it is speculative fiction. Maybe there it's a real genre. After that, it's affectation. It's a
Well, I mean, Gibson himself said like people told him he's a cyberpunk writer. He never said he was a
Right.
cyberpunk writer.
right.
He just
Oh,
writes books.
Do you know what we forgot was a great cyberpunk story? Watchmen.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally cyberpunk. The comic and the show.
Average TV show.
Definitely.
Dystopian future. Less superpowers. I mean, no Dr. Manhattan, but
Well,
Yeah.
there are there are out there elements in Neuromancer.
Yes, there are living consciousnesses in digital form. There are people that are like brains in robot bodies. It can get a little sci-fi.
Okay.
There's cloning of limbs and so forth. Future Vendetta, kinda dystopian.
All right, let's close the discussion on what is Cyberpunk. I think we got it right.
No, I think we can argue about this for a long time.
You asked for it, buddy.
I did. I think it's fine. I think it's good.
Greg, will we have a Cyberpunk book club to go along with the game?
Wow, that's a great idea.
I think we should do this.
That's a great idea. I like that idea. Shit, man. I haven't read Neuromancer in forever.
I autographed a copy of Neuromancer out.
I'll tell you what, Itaru is slept on. That's a great series that he also wrote.
Now, I know this is a recent thing, but what would you put Ready Player One in the Cyberpunk
Did you not
category?
hear me say that we were done with the discussion of what is Cyberpunk?
Yes, Menutti, yeah.
It's a good example of net running.
I haven't seen it, so. Okay, so we're going to call them roles. In Cyberpunk, they're roles, but in other TTRPGs, you would call them classes. And I've got them up on screen right now. And they are they're rocker boys, solos, netrunners, techs, med techs, medias, lawmen, execs, fixers, and nomads. And I think that's a somewhat simplified list, is it not, Ari? I never played earlier editions.
No, this is.
That's exactly the same.
They renamed some of them.
Okay.
Like exec was called corporate.
Right.
I thought lawman was cop, but no, it was just I think they were called just called cops.
They switched it to lawman.
But they still had the same. But they still had the same description, like maximum law enforcement. It was almost word for word the same description.
Oh wow, we got Foundry here. That's awesome. Foundry's in the house.
Hey Foundry.
Hello,
Hey.
Atropos. A pleasure to see you. So they changed lawman from cop because they thought cop was very prescriptive, and they said, a lawman could be a private detective. A lawman could be a cop for hire, a marshal, a lot of different. It's a person. It could be a lot of different things.
But all the other ones are pretty much exactly the same.
Okay. And the descriptions, I'll just read these descriptions to you because I don't think they're big enough for the people at home to see and for you guys, my players, to... rocker boys are rock and roll rebels who use performance art and rhetoric to fight authority. It doesn't have to actually be music, actually. It could be you're an artist. A solo is an assassin, bodyguard, or killer in a soldier for hire in a lawless new world. Ironically, this lawless new world has a class called lawmen, but we'll come to that later. Netrunners are cybernetic master hackers of the post-net, which we're going to talk about a little bit as well, because some Cyberpunk veterans will probably want to know what that's about. Techs, renegade mechanics, you're a tech guy, you're a gadgeteer. Super tech inventors, the people who make the dark future run. Medtechs are unsanctioned street doctors and cyberware medics who patch up meat and metal alike. Medias, newsmen, media stars, social influencers, risking it all for truth or glory. And I'm glad that they recognize the risks involved in being a social influencer. I feel like I'm finally being seen. Lawmen, maximum law enforcers patrolling the mean streets and barbarian warrior highways beyond. Execs, corporate power brokers, and business raiders fighting to restore the rule of the megacorps. Which is key. That's actually, I think, a central theme of what the Time of the Red is about, right? So the megacorps are basically shattered, disintegrated, and somewhat uniquely in a cyberpunk setting, at least in America, national government has some authority. Normally, in a cyberpunk setting, the governments are a joke. The corporations are everything.
That's how it used to be, and then the event that caused the Time of the Red kind of changed everything. The Fourth Corporate War.
Right. And so now
kind of brought national government back a bit.
America is under the fascist rule of, I think, President Kelly. Kim Kelly, I think. Yeah, she's been president for like 30-something years or something like that.
Yep. And she's actively fighting wars against the corporations to keep their influence from getting too
Out of control.
For taking control of the government again.
So,
but it's kind of fascistic.
Oh, it's super. Well, I mean, she's been president for like 30 years. So there's fixers. Fixers are deal makers, organizers, information brokers in the post-war midnight markets of the street. I feel like midnight markets should have been capitalized there, just like a beta note, because it's a specific thing. It's an open air street market that.
It's a local black market.
Right,
it's like it's Night City's black market.
It's the drug corners of in The Wire or something like that.
Amsterdam.
It's Amsterdam. That's right. Nomads are transport exports, ultimate road warriors, pirates, and smugglers who keep the world connected. So all of these classes have a unique ability that only they will get access to, and that will affect kind of what you can do as a player. We can run through those quickly. The Rocker Boy has the ability of charismatic impact, which allows them to influence others with sheer presence of personality. They need not be a musical performer. They can influence others through poetry, art, dance, or just being beautiful, like a model or something like that. You could be a rocker or a cult leader. As they grow in skill, you will affect larger groups and call on your fans to do greater feats for you. Kind of like having Dominate when you're playing a Venture Vampire. Right? I think so. Isn't that fair to say? More beer?
Sounds
More
good
beer.
to me.
I think I need more beer.
Nothing worse than an empty glass.
I see Rocker Boys are Greg, which I kind of agree with.
What's that?
What about media?
Rocker Boys. You think I'm a Greg? I'm a Rocker Boy? Is that what you just said?
I'm reading the chat, man.
Oh. That's ridiculous. A solo is they have the ability Combat Awareness. I'm actually not really clear on how these really will play out in the game, because with most TTRPGs, until you play them and see them in play, you won't understand what they do, right? But with Combat Awareness, a solo can call up...
Solos, they get to do a bunch of cool... Think of them like Battle Master fighters in D&D.
Right.
They get points and they can spend them on maneuvers and shit.
Right.
And they get to do extra stuff in combat because they're trained killers. That's their thing.
The Netrunner has interface. Literally, the Netrunner has trodes in their neck that allow them to connect to the post net. Should we talk about what the post net is right now?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
Okay.
This is a good time.
So in old Cyberpunk, if you had a Netrunner, the Netrunner was probably Eddie from Cowboy Bebop. Not going with the party, hanging out in an apartment somewhere hidden behind 4 proxies, troded up and jacked into the net, and net running there like a ghost cyber wizard from afar, right? Which is actually
the dude in the chair,
right? And it was a complicated thing for people to referee, because you basically had you always had the party split, and you had this weird ghost character who was on their own secret like psychedelic mission. From a mechanics standpoint, right? The fourth corporate...
It was very frustrating, also because you had to build very complicated separate encounters, like on these checkerboard maps for the Netrunner sections of the game.
So in the post-apocalypse, after the Fourth Corporate War, I think, if I'm not mistaken, the old net is still there. It's just literally too dangerous for anybody to use because it is completely
It's overrun by malicious countermeasure software.
Yeah, black ice is everywhere that will literally kill you if you jack into it. So almost all the networks are locally air-gapped. And so your Netrunner will need to travel with the party and jump in on the fly where they are. Now, we were talking about before about you had to run those big checkerboard maps. The new system is essentially a hierarchy tree. So your Netrunner is, I like the description in the book when I read it. It was like you're going down an elevator, and every floor you stop, there's going to be ICE or...
So much better. It's so much better.
So.
Point my 2020 people in the chat who are wondering, net running is so much better.
Yeah. And maybe you'll miss the idea of being a faraway ghost in the shell, so to speak, but
no, I think it's dramatically cooler to have the Netrunner like in
without
the
a doubt.
shit.
Without a doubt.
I think that makes for a more exciting game.
It also forces you to not just min-max your Netrunner. I mean, if you were playing a Netrunner back then, like, well, my pizza gets delivered. I never have to leave this box that I live in, and I can protect myself better here. Now it's like, I better be able to move. I better be able to shoot. I better have some armor, you know.
Yep.
Okay. The tech. Their ability is Maker. They can use their ability to fix or improve, modify, make, or invent new items. Whenever a tech increases their Maker ability by 1, they gain 1 rank in 2 different Maker specialties of their choice. There is a chart for that. A med tech has the ability Medicine. They can patch people up and keep them from dying. It's pretty self-explanatory. Media is a little bit weirder. Media's role ability is credibility. The media can not only can convince an audience of the truth of what they publish, but will also have a larger audience the more credible they are. Medias have greater levels of access to sources and information. They are always in the know, with their ears to the ground, and pick up rumors and information passively. Go to page XX for details. It's because it's not finished yet.
Hey, Greg.
Yeah.
You can, Rubin, but you're going to have to turn up your mic. You're very far away.
Can I ask you a question about that?
Yeah, you can
role?
try.
Okay. Do you start off as like a low-level logger kind of thing, and then you work your way up, or can you start off and you're like, I'm Greg, I have 1 million subscribers?
We haven't run through the process yet, but you will have points to distribute at character creation. I'm assuming that if you really push that ability above all others, you will be able to have quite a following at character creation with room to grow.
Got it.
I'm just guessing.
Okay.
I haven't built a character yet to figure that out.
Your class ability, I believe, is treated, if it's still like the old Cyberpunk, it's treated like a skill.
Yeah.
Kinda. And so your level, so to speak, is capped by that. So you up it. Like you would any other skill. Although again, it's been a while for me.
We skipped over the med tech. Are we not having them in game?
No, we didn't skip over the med tech.
We didn't skip over nothing.
It was quick. I just said the med tech is a doctor. It can keep you alive. There's not much to say about it.
All right.
What I was to say was there's some talk in chat right now, and what I think is really cool. All right, David, you can help me out with this. In Cyberpunk 2020, was there multi-classing?
Not really.
So
not
there
that
is
much.
in Time of the Red. You have to take 5 levels, and you guys are just to answer some questions that are being asked in chat. There is multi-classing. If I'm not mistaken, the way it works is you must have 5 levels in your primary class before you move to the next class. And what it is, I mean, and there's some things about that. Like in Cyberpunk, your class is literally your career. So there are the things that come along with having a change in career. But you can also, once you start multi-classing, you can alternate. You can keep taking levels back and forth. Like you could be a rocker boy who becomes an exec, and you still play gigs, but like you're climbing the corporate ladder. So you kind of work both of them, and everybody sees you now. Once you multi-class, basically the world will perceive you as your new class as per the rules. That guy sold out. He's a corporate guy now. He's an exec, that loser. All right. Lawman. Drop it, punk. I don't want to see your lifestyle. I just had to read it. Sorry, I don't know why. So they get... Lawman's ability is backup. With this ability, lawmen can call upon the help of fellow officers based on the lawman's rank and the conditions under which the call is made. Backup will be armed and armored based on their rank. So it's literally just a mysterious extra help defender fighter guys.
Well, like if you're part of a like state security force, it'll be like the police. But if you're part of a private contractor, like if you're a Pinkerton or something, there'll be more Pinkertons. Like
what I think is, but I point that out because it's a little bit similar to an exec, except that the exec has the role ability teamwork. The exec's ability is teamwork, and just like a real corporate executive, the exec builds a team whose members help them accomplish their goals, whether legal or not, morale permitting. Team members have visible job description, like secretary or driver, but they may also have a covert role, like a net runner or a bodyguard or an assassin. Okay. So, as an exec, and I've read through that, the exec really does, it's like, well, you're like a low-level exec, so you have access to a secretary and then a driver 2 days a week. And like as it gets better, you have more and more kind of perks that
you also get you get moved to a better part of Night City which we should mention is worse for
It's
the
been
wear.
blown up a little bit.
Yeah, like I believe it's Arasaka. Yeah, they dropped like a nuke on Night City.
You can't prove that. You can't prove it was them.
Corporate War. Can't prove it, but it was Arasaka. And so now Night City, while functioning, is not what you see in Cyberpunk 2077, and it's not what you read in Cyberpunk 2020. It's kind of a somewhere in between Blade Runner and a Fallout town. It's pretty messed up right now. Like Night City is recovering from a nuclear holocaust.
That's just the worst. The worst. There was the one thing that was interesting is that if you read through, is they talk about how the one good thing about the current conditions of Night City is because of a food shortage. There's a lot of there was a huge amount of community gardens and farms set up all over Night City. So if you're eating in Night City, you're probably eating fresher, better food than you ever ate before. Yeah.
Oh, that's
locally
nice.
organic source.
Yeah, they have like a lot of biodomes because the air is bad in places. It's not a great. I mean, Night City was always pretty dangerous, but Night City Nightfall. I can't tell if that's a Destiny joke, but if it is, it's really good. It's Night City, but yeah, on like hard mode. It's bad. It's times are tough.
So Nomad guns. Nomad's ability is Moto, literally access to vehicles. That's what you get as you go up in ranks in Moto. You get either more vehicles or you get to improve your vehicle, and it comes from the Nomads. Literally, are like in roving clans of nomads.
This is where Mad
A little bit, yes.
comes in.
And so you have access to a vehicle from the family motor pool, which is a thing. The Nomad families are essentially the means by which goods are shipped around the world in the time of the Red. They have replaced all forms of shipping and long-haul trucking. So if you have goods to move, you are contracting with one of the Nomad families. All right.
This is a big change from 2020, where they were more like hobos with motorcycles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were considered way more fringe, but now in the Red, because they were fringe, they're now essential.
Atlas is
nice.
under What's Up,
cool.
Internet Drinking Man peoples. What's up with you? And everybody else in chat, by the way. Thank you all. I'm sorry. I can't respond to everybody at the same time. I'm doing my best here, guys. So, who wants to make a character first? We could literally roll a die to see who's going to go first. Would that be fun?
No, I'm gonna opt
really?
to go last, simply because I want to let everyone else pick what they
All
want.
right.
And I'll
My thought was
fill
I was
the
going to have
gaps.
you go first because you're the most familiar with the system, but that's fine.
I can talk
Yeah,
them
that's
through
fine.
it.
Okay.
I'll go
cool.
first.
So let me do this.
All right.
Start with an Ari,
Yeah,
end with an Ari.
Can you guys?
The
We
bookend.
call an Ari sandwich.
I like it. An Ari sandwich. Good one.
Or Rubin.
I don't know. That kind of makes me a little uncomfortable.
Or it's actually a sandwich goes by what the middle
So
part
there's a little
is.
bit also of Foundry Virtual Tabletop here
Right.
too.
John and
I have to make for everybody who's playing a character, so I just made a Rubin character. Let me make a David character,
I really can't read the characters.
and oh man, my mouse is
Okay.
drunk. No, wait a second, Rubin. I'm just doing some stuff here with. Well, we're also people are just kind of seeing under the hood about Foundry as well at the same time. So I'm making basically blank characters for all the players right now. So let's make one for Liz. And let's make one for Ant. And let's make one for Rubin, David, Liz, John.
That's me.
All right. And now I have to actually assign those characters to the players so that they have access to them. So, configure permission. And as you see, my players are here. Maybe you can see that my players are there. I hope you can. I just have to give him owner status on that for Rubin. Save changes. You might also see that my mouse is stroking out, man. I can't stand this. Oh my god.
I can't see your mouse stroking out.
It's just like
Stroking to the west.
junking all over the fucking place. And I thought,
Would you say it's Clarence
I don't know what that
Cartering?
means.
Yeah, is that right?
Ant has it.
I know it.
What is it?
It's a fantastic song.
Oh.
I can't sing nearly as well as Ari can.
Stroke it.
That's not at all how the song goes.
Yeah, it
What's
is.
happening
The stroke.
over here, Greg? Woo! Yeah.
I may have
What's
to
up?
switch
Let's
my
do it.
subscription.
Let's
here,
make
see.
it.
John is the owner of this character.
They're not as cyberpunky.
Greg, what do you need from me? Because I'm ready to.
All right.
Roll
So I need
here,
you to,
man.
Ari, can you go to the character pane and where it says Rubin character, double click on your character sheet. You should be able to see your character sheet. And tell me when you've got it up. Okay.
Don't have it.
Well, listen, when you click on the actors pane, do you see Rubin character?
There is no
Do you see
actor's
a
pane.
It is the
Yeah.
third one over.
Do you have the side panel
not-
collapsed?
So, Greg, I also see nobody.
There it
I
is,
see the
Rubin
option
character.
search.
Here we go.
Ah,
So
Aha.
you've got that up.
Aha!
Let's get started here with your character sheet.
Great.
So
Okay.
there's a couple ways to do this, right? Typically, we would roll life path for your character. Do you think we should just do that, or do you want to choose one?
Wait.
I think it's optional. Like, I think you should let them float. Like, so what I usually did when I was running 2020 is if they didn't have something in mind, I'd make them roll. But if they liked something on the list, I'd let them choose and just work my way down that way.
All right. I kind of have an idea. Is that
Do
okay?
you, yeah, what role are you thinking?
I was thinking exec.
Okay. So there you go. We have an exec.
Okay.
So we do now, but the cool thing about Red is so in 2020, everyone rolled on one life path chart, and it was really complicated, and it's still very complicated now, but it's per class. So now we're gonna go do like the exec life path stuff because he lived a different life than, say, a netrunner.
Okay. So, yeah, that's true. Life path. Role-based life paths.
I'm just killing time, filling air. Doing my best to say things that like don't involve me having to read
yep.
anything.
So, you are...
Everyone
An
looks
exec?
like very
what
soft.
kind of a corporation are you working for? What do they do?
It's a pharmaceutical and biotech.
Okay. Cyber tech
company?
and medical tech.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna...
And I work in R&D.
Hold on a second. So, cyber tech and medical
Oh my god, you're the corporate manager of a bunch of nerds.
technologies.
I'm gonna need that
works
super
in
ray gun,
R&D.
but Saturday.
And
Thanks.
you, how good or bad is your corporation?
Well,
We can just roll a
my
d6 about
corporation.
this.
Yeah,
Okay.
sure, that's fun.
I will.
Are you rolling for me,
You can
or
do it from /R 1d6.
okay? All right. There we go. There we go. What is it? 1D R/R/R.
R space 1d6.
There we go.
Oh
Okay,
my
I
God.
rolled a 6. There we go.
Yep, they are an evil
Evil?
corporation.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
they
Yes. Off to a
are.
great
You work
start.
for a alignment. Now, this doesn't have anything to do with you, but your corporation is totally.
Yeah, no, you can be a great guy.
He's a great guy. He's a great
But,
guy.
like-
You will love. You're gonna love Sternberger. Sternberger is one of the coolest guys I know. I play racquetball with him on Tuesdays. He's in mergers and acquisitions. Great guy. He's gonna do cocaine off of the corpse of your mother, though.
I like that name, Sternberger.
Totally evil.
Yeah, I feel like we just need to add like an a wits at the end of it.
Listen, man, I
Sternberger
wasn't-
wits.
Yes. I can't get away from my Jewish heritage, no matter what. Even in
Was
being-
Trevor?
What's Trevor?
Of course he was. Trevor Fuck yeah, he's a badass.
All right, can I get Oive in Trevor's voice?
Wait, what was that?
Oive, give me an Oive in Trevor's voice.
Oh, it would be something like a.
Oh, dude, that guy is a badass. Fuck.
I mean, like-
All right.
Yeah.
That's it. I'm out. I
He
quit.
grumbles. You guys haven't heard me grumble anytime Aleph like
No, but I
goes
wish
insane.
you did. I wish you did.
So, who is gunning for your corporation? Why don't you hit another D6 for me? Because I like that. Who's your
gunning?
corporation's competition?
Oh.
I'm sorry, everyone. I have to switch to my prescription mirror shade so I can
Please
read
do.
what's happening.
You're not
Forgive
lying,
me,
by the way.
everyone.
These jackets are sweltering. I had a plan to rip the lining out of this one, but I haven't yet.
5.
Local government doesn't like your corporation.
Read now.
Okay.
They're less cyberpunky, but they're still mirror shades.
They're fine. They're fine. And what is your current relationship with your boss?
Oh, well, my boss, he's murdered a few
Oh
of
my
my
God.
predecessors. Yeah, he threw one out of a window. He had one poisoned. He tested some of the drugs on in front of the board.
So we're just gonna say that you rolled a 4. Your boss is a psycho whose unpredictable outbursts are offset by quiet paranoia.
Yes, I named my boss Mr. Robert Scrime. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, that's weird. It didn't import spaces. Has anybody been watching? This is a little off topic. While I hit space a few times, Unsolved Mysteries. Man, I feel like that's
No, Greg, we live in
no. There's a new show
2020
on Netflix.
and not
The new Unsolved Mysteries.
1992.
I got HBO Max. I've been watching like Doom Patrol
Okay.
and Harley Quinn because I'm a nerd.
It sounds like you're a bit nerdy.
So let's do your
Yeah.
stats.
This is
Now
like
here's
basic
where we're gonna
nerd.
it's gonna get complicated because there's 3 ways to do stats.
Now, hold on.
Yes, sir.
Greg, you only did his role life path. You didn't go back and do
The whole life path.
his life path.
We could.
we
I
doing
don't know
that?
that it's 100% necessary. I kind of.
I was just wondering if that was on
Well,
purpose or
I know
not.
that I think it already has a plan for his character's life path. Let's just read through it, because this will be your life path before becoming your role, right?
Yeah, this is who you are and where you came from before you
Yeah.
started
Okay.
on your role. Usually you start there, but like, what as you're the ref.
Sure,
you're the ref
sure.
here,
We
ref.
can do that. Why don't we do that? Fine. Ari, do you have a decision about your cultural origins, or do you want to roll a 1d10?
No, I am a country club, at the yacht club. I'm doing lots
Okay, you're
of
North
drugs.
American.
I'm a
Yeah, what does that
full-blown.
have to do
Yeah,
with
that's
your
nothing to-
ethnicity, though?
Oh, I'm a white guy all the way in a white.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Fine.
I'm-
Personality?
My
We got
original
it.
name was Branton White.
Personality.
White.
Again, shy and secretive, rebellious or antisocial, arrogant, moody, picky, stable and serious, silly and fluff-headed, sneaky and deceptive. You could roll 1d10, or you could decide to pick something here.
Yeah, you know what? I'm going to leave it up to... I had an idea, but I really like this rolling for it, so let's do that.
Fun, right?
I feel like it's a little more fun. Yeah.
People want to know if I can zoom in on the character sheet. I don't think so.
Yeah, I got a...
You
I
won't be
got a
able to.
3.
You won't be able to see the dice rolls if he zooms in on his browser.
Honestly, I really
like
wouldn't
the
even
way
know how to do it
everything's are-
without. I honestly, I don't think I can. I don't think I can.
Okay.
Maybe if I did. Hold on, I could do this. I could physically stretch it, maybe.
No, don't.
But then, like, we're gonna cover everybody
You'll
else's
break-
stuff. Yeah, I don't think I can, honestly. Sorry, guys. Sorry. What did you roll? You rolled a 3.
rolled a
You are
3.
arrogant, proud, and aloof.
All right, yeah.
That makes sense. Your boss
Sounds
is a
right.
psycho, and you work for
Evil Corp. Dress and personal style. I love that we have to decide this.
Yeah. I'm going to go with...
Style over substance is in the rule book.
All right. I'm going to roll for it,
It's a
and I
business
rolled
wear.
a 4.
Roll it 3 times.
Great.
Liz, are you okay? Can you speak? The chat. No.
1, 2, 1.
That's the best we got.
You wear business wear with a mohawk and tattoos.
I love it
Great.
so much.
All right. Motivations and relationships. This is one where you may or may not want to just roll. You might want to make a choice here. What do you value most?
What do I value most? I mean,
Yeah.
I want to be CEO. I just
Is that
climbing
power
corporate
or
ladder.
money? Because it could be
Money.
either.
That's... Yeah, I think it's money.
So you...
Well, I mean, it's money and power, and in my mind, they're
here's
the same
an
thing.
example. If you had $300 billion, or you had $1 billion, and someone said, "Listen, that's you could keep the money, or you could buy this. You could buy 5 senators with that money and just own them. Which would you do? Would you keep the money, or would you buy the senators? Then it's power.
I'd buy the senators.
Okay. And then, how do you feel about most people?
Pawns in my game.
That might mean that every person is a valuable individual, or it might mean that people are tools. Use them for your own goals and discard them.
Yes, the latter.
Okay. Perfect. You are playing a dick.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me see here. Where is that? How do you feel when people are tools?
People are tools. You're a tool, man. I love the band Tool.
Okay. The thing you value the most valued person in your life.
Myself.
Damn, man. This is a real one-note character.
I'm digging it though.
And your most valued possession?
Yeah, he's Gordon Gekko. It's gonna be fucking awesome.
Possession.
My position.
Most valued possession.
No, position. My
Possession.
position.
No, what's your most valued
What do you
possession?
own?
Oh,
A weapon, a tool,
Like an
a piece of
object.
clothing, a photograph, a book or a diary, a recording, a musical instrument, a piece of jewelry, a toy, a letter.
oh, can I
Yeah,
roll
Or
roll
as
it.
Jethro
It's a
says,
D10.
your dick too.
It's a weapon.
D10?
It's a
I rolled
weapon.
a 1. Good.
It's his family's knife.
No, it's not even that. It's an old switchblade I murdered a guy with once, and it taught me about power.
Yeah. When my father made me
It was
murder
the
that
knife he
drifter.
got his first promotion. It was the knife he used to stab the hobo with
Oh,
in
that's
Celebration.
what it is. Oh God,
like
it's
that.
so dark.
That's a good one.
I ever described the screenplay I wanted to write for you guys called Very Bad Ideas? It was about
I
a
like
trio
it.
of friends who really love doing angel dust, and they start a social media ad agency together. Yeah.
I'm with it. Forget this cyberpunk thing. Let's hear more about this.
Yeah, you were mentioning angel dust.
It was a screenplay I was working on. It was sort of like a way to to work out my rage and aggression at
not
client
really.
notes.
Well, we were joking.
I'm not
right?
going into it.
But there's no real angel. You know what I mean? Angel dust.
I don't.
You're
And
not
also,
holding?
how would I get it to you? Okay, we have to keep going with this, Ari.
Oh.
We have to keep going on this.
Yeah.
Now,
Hit me
your
one more time.
original family background. So who were you, and where did you originally come from? Where were you born with a silver spoon in your mouth, or were you using it to stab your brother so you could steal that extra bite of dead rat you both found? Where did you grow up? What were your parents? No.
Those are my only options?
No, there's like a bunch.
Okay,
It's a
I'm
D10.
rolling for
You
it.
can be from a family of corporate
You rolled
managers,
a 1,
corporate execs.
but you have to roll a
I
D10.
rolled a 1.
Corporate execs.
Yeah, please
one.
roll a
You got
D10
corporate-
now.
Meant to be. Oh, I wanted him to get a 1.
A 1.
Yes!
What
The
the
fates
hell?
have spoken. He comes from corporate
so weird.
executives.
Did you get rolled
A-list.
4 ones in a row?
A-list, bitch.
Yes.
She's affecting this.
Damn. All right.
No, Ari.
She's cast
Ari.
a spell. What?
You got 4 ones in a row? Are you rolling right?
I know.
Roll
I am
another
rolling
D10
right.
for your next one.
Like you
It
think
might be.
something's
Just-
off?
We have another one coming up, so 4.
Alright, you got 4. Okay. This
So
is
here's a
little
weird
suspicious.
one. As a kid,
I
you
feel like
grew up and hung around with a nomad pack with roots in transportation.
Okay, I
No.
hung out with hobos.
Not,
Railroad
not
car.
hobos, like a Mad Max style fucking road gang, probably.
Yeah. Okay.
Your family probably wanted you to learn about the new economics post-Red. If you're going to climb up the ladder, you need to learn how to deal with the riffraff.
So your family had a crisis that you are still recovering from. Roll 1d10 to find out what your family crisis was.
Okay, 1d10.
You are the
10.
inheritor of a family debt. You must honor this debt before moving on with your life.
Wonderful. Yes. I believe, is that firstborn? Is that handing over
No, I
my
mean it could
firstborn?
literally just be like your family is in debt. You owe a lot of money. It might mean it in like a more samurai kind of sense. Kind of depends on. You can make a decision about what it means. Okay, who are your friends?
Oh, my 3 friends.
Good
Me,
lord.
myself, and I.
Roll a d10.
Damn.
You
A
have
7.
somebody in your life who's like a parent to you.
Oh
know
my
who
god,
that
your
is?
supervisor.
You know who that is? My current lover. Cheryl.
Ew. Dude, what? Wait a minute.
Cheryl?
Like a
Over
parent to you?
Let's step back a
A
second.
mothering touch.
This is getting a little
You guys
edible,
watched
man.
The Boys, right? Oh man.
Yeah, I was about to say,
Little
what are you,
Homelander
fucking
action.
Oh, man.
Homelander?
I haven't seen it.
Your enemies. Roll a d10. So there's
8.
Corporate exec! I swear to God!
a corporate exec out to get you. Roll it again.
Get me. 2.
Who caused You caused them to lose a lover or friend or relative.
Oh, this is so good. You're a real piece of shit.
And roll it one more time.
This is perfect.
6.
Wow. What can they throw at you? He's got an entire gang of at least 1d10 plus 5 people.
1d10 plus.
Oh wait, the corporate
No,
exec
your
that I
enemy.
murdered.
No, murdered his lover.
I
And
murdered
then,
his lover,
and
now
now
they're out to get me
he's
with
a
Yeah.
a
gang.
roving pack of
No,
gang members.
Hired goons. He bought henchmen
Yeah, and
to
it's
kill
also
you.
it's not clear
Yeah.
that you murdered that person's lover. You caused the loss of lover, friend, or relative, and that could literally mean that you broke up his marriage, or his parents' marriage, or you tested some new hairspray on the eyes of his girlfriend,
overall,
and she's
I'm
now
getting-
dead.
Greg, I
Car
know my
accident.
character very well at this point. I am a real, true piece of
amazing.
backstabbing garbage, and
Driver.
I have enemies based off of those decisions. Like when Whitfield, he was
Yeah.
gunning for my job. I had his wife. I laced her drink
God.
and set her up to sleep with the janitor, and have him catch the janitor and his wife breaking up their marriage. And now he is after me.
Wow. All right, great. Thank
Damn.
you. That's
That was the
amazing.
hit out. He also freaked out. He lost his job, and now he's like on the
Rubin,
street.
your improv chops
Oh,
are really
yeah.
showing tonight, man.
So,
For real.
that's where we're at.
That's where
So
we are.
roll a d10 again.
State Farm agents. What?
A 4.
So, if what's gonna go down when they get back in your face, you're gonna.
Is he's going to go into a murderous rage and try to physically rip their faces off? That's what a 4 got you on Sweet Revenge.
It's gonna be amazing.
You are Patrick Bateman.
The real kicker, Ari, are you still going with what you told me on the phone before?
Oh,
Okay. Originally,
it's
he was
not.
planning to be
It's
13
not.
years old,
Damn.
which I kind of like more now.
not the case. I backed. No. I think that doesn't.
some 13-year-old girl. That'd be so good.
Okay, so roll a d10 again.
Eh,
Yeah, your tragic love affair.
Man,
7.
dude, your lover committed suicide.
You went,
They always do.
or you didn't get promoted quickly enough.
Oh man, this is a fucking dark ass shit. Okay, and now you need one more d10.
Great.
This is your life goal.
A 5.
I see
I
that.
pressed it twice by
Um,
accident.
Oh my god, I was reading Rocker Boy Life Path. I thought you were trying to become a comedian. No, a 5. Lived. I was like, weird, but go with it. Cool.
Live.
Live down your past life and try to forgive it. Your goal
Wait, what
is
is
to
it?
live.
Live out?
You don't have to go with this. You can pick something
That's true.
else. You know, gain fame and recognition. Get what's rightfully yours. Gain
You
power
could choose
and
something, but what you
control.
rolled was live down your past life and try to forget it.
Yeah, you went for. I'm
No,
gonna
that
try
doesn't
and be
necessarily
better.
mean that. It might also mean like I gotta wash the stink of those scummy nomads off of me for the rest of my life.
Yup.
Yeah, you're call, bro.
Live down your past life. Try to
Wow.
forget it.
Hmm.
Yeah. An
So
executive.
that's
All right.
the life path.
Okay, so now we
love
gotta
this.
do your
Perfect.
stats.
There you go. Are we doing,
doing the
the
third
second option? Ooh, the extra numbers
Ooh.
option.
So there are 3 ways No,
Oh,
we're not
doing
templates.
the templates.
I wasn't planning to. Do you think it's too much work?
No.
No, I like doing the number crunching, but it might be easier for some of the others to do the second option, where they roll for each stat.
No, you don't roll for each stat. You roll for one stat block that you just take everything in that row. So here's how it works, Ari. Can you go to stat setup?
I'm on. No, that's method 1. That's templates. Method 2 is something else. Method 2 is Edgerunner, and then you roll for each stat a 1d10, and then it has a range for each stat, so it's slightly randomized and different per class.
Hold on a second. Edgerunner.
I think that
in
might
Cyberpunk
be
RED
the easiest way to go.
Edgerunner, fast and dirty characters are once again created by rolling dice and placing the outcome of each roll into the stat block. The system has more flexibility than the template method because two characters within the same role have almost infinitesimal chance of getting the same values this way, but this method still has fewer options and less precision than the constructed method. It's a good system to use when you've gotten a few games under your belt and really want to expand your options, or when you know the system but don't want to spend a lot of time crunching the numbers. Well, obviously, we don't have a lot of games under our belt, but we don't give a shit. When using Edgerunner, you will once again move to the templates for your particular character role, and this time you roll a d10 for each stat individually, comparing the roll for that stat against the value on the column for that stat. Okay, well, do you want to roll or do you want to do the calculated thing, guys? I think it's fine either way. I think we can roll. It'd probably be quicker, and
that's the only reason I was suggesting that is it's better than the templates.
Yeah,
it's like a nice middle ground.
So I guess you roll a d10, and
he rolls a d10.
Yep.
You go
so
across
give me
the board.
A roll from a d10 is 7. So hold on a second. You roll a 7 for intelligence. That's a 6 for intelligence. Okay, roll it again. I'm putting it in for you.
Are you putting this down or am I? Oh, what a nice guy.
Yep.
Aww.
Another
Next
d10.
up.
A 5. That's a 7 for reflex. Roll it again.
Wonderful. Next. Another 5.
Did you? I didn't hear it roll.
Wait, did I?
There it goes. A 1. For dexterity, that's a 5. Okay, roll again. Tech. You rolled a 9 for tech.
Niner.
That's a 5, actually, because you exec stuck at tech. Cool. Roll d10 for cool. A 9er for cool, that's a 7. Will, roll a d10 for that. A 1, that's a 6. Roll again for luck.
Right.
A 9er for luck,
Niner.
and that's a 7. That's pretty lucky. Roll a d10 for move. A 1 for move. That's a 5er. Roll a d10 for body. A 1. That's a 5. And roll a d10 for empathy. A 5er. That's a 6. Okay. Pretty middle of the road, I would say.
Yep.
Okay, cool. And so that's weird, actually. If you look at like the way the stats are distributed, like a 7 gives you an 8 for cool, but an 8 gives you a 7 for cool. It's not like they're just logarithmic scales or something like that. It's
they want, well, it's first they're matching because you're using the same tables as the roll 1. But also, it's to discourage the mental thing of higher number is better. Higher number does not necessarily mean better. It's just what's on the chart.
I love the fact that your glasses are so dark. Just putting it out there.
Yeah?
I have some
These
glasses.
ones are working for everyone?
Should I put on my glasses?
Oh, yeah, you should, Greg. Be cool like me.
That's the best thing ever said. Put on your glasses. Be cool like me.
Is this a cool look for me?
Oh, Greg.
I like him, man.
Oh,
This is Dr. Greg. Okay. That's what?
great, Greg. Here for
Is Dr. Greg a podiatrist?
I am a podiatrist. A proctologist. We've got a sense of humor. Okay, so then if we're gonna not do calculated for skills, I read how to do calculated. I didn't really read how to do Edgerunner for skills. So let's read it out loud. Like the Street Rat, Edgerunner's skills are predetermined from the start, but the big difference here is that although your skills for that role are predetermined, the levels of each skill are up to you. There's a few rules though. Edgerunners get 86 skill points to be distributed between your character's skills to raise their totals up. These points may not be applied anywhere else. No Edgerunner role skill can be higher than 6 or lower than 2. Your role skill in your case is your special skill. What is it? It's team, right?
Yeah, it's building or something
the
like
following
that.
skills must be at least level 2. Athletics, brawling, concentration, conversation, education, evasion, first aid, human perception, language, street slang, local expert, your home, perception, persuasion, stealth. And skills...
Johnny got crazy.
Yeah, why am I all over the thing?
Johnny took acid.
Looks fine to
There
me.
you go.
Yeah, there we go.
He definitely popped out of
That's
frame
weird.
for a hot
I didn't
second.
notice.
Yeah, that's strange.
Skills marked with an X2 cost 2 skill points. And all other skills cost 1 point to increase in level by 1. To determine your Edgerunner's skills, just find your role on the tables below and divide your 86 skill points up between the skills listed for that type. Remember that no skill can be higher than 6 or lower than 2. Hot tip! You'll notice that each role has 20 skills allotted to it, so start by dividing your 86 points by 20 to get a rough average of 4 points per skill. Ari, I feel like this is something that you might want to go do on your own while we work on the next character. What do you think?
Okay. I think that's a good idea.
And so if you can open up the book to page
70.
Okay, there you go.
Page 70.
And then, do you see how to get to your skills on your character sheet? Great.
Yep.
Just be advised that there's a lot of skills, and the character sheet has them. I have them all defaulting at 5. I think that's actually not the case. I think they all default at 0. So just. Well, the character sheet has them defaulting at 5. I don't think that the book does.
No, you have nothing in a skill unless you put points into it.
And then what I want you to do is just keep advised that you see where the little D20 symbol is? That lines up, because it's hard to read for me, that lines up with the actual row that you're looking at for a skill. And you just want to work on the base number, not the manual modification. I think. I hope that's right.
Okay.
Now I'm not so sure.
Okay.
I don't know what manual mod is for.
No one knows.
I honestly don't know.
All right, cool. And how many do I get
so
to
you have
pick?
86 points, and you're going to work from the exec list.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, the list is on page 70. It starts on 70 and goes on to 71. And it'll have
points.
86 points.
Weren't there standard skills too that you get regardless of what your class is?
No.
There are basic skills that are common
wrong?
to everyone in all cultures or time periods. So everybody can have athletics, brawling, concentration, conversation, education, evasion, first aid, human perception, language, street slang, local expert, your home, perception, persuasion, stealth. These are assumed to be part of everyone's skill list and must start with at least a value of 2. Don't worry, we factored this in to make it easier for you. Additionally, all characters begin with 4 points in their native language as established in LifePath. However, Maybe I'll take my spectacles off for a minute. So, Ari Rubin? Yeah, so if you look at Method 2, Edgerunner, Fast and Dirty, just read that. It's a little bit convoluted, but it's pretty... I think if you just read it and follow it as a process, it'll work out for you. Who wants to go next for a character creation?
All right.
I'll go.
I like it. Let's do it with Liz. Let's go
Rock,
with
paper,
Liz.
scissors.
Liz,
right.
I've got your character sheet up. I'm going to go to your bio. Oh, you know what I want to do, though? I want to copy from Ari
Okay.
all that stuff I put into his bio, because I can just use it as blanks now, basically.
All right, where am I going to find
So,
that on
if
Foundry?
you click on the top right, you've got the actors panel. Click into
Yes.
that. Do you see Liz character?
You know,
Really?
no actors.
Hold on a second.
Should
no,
I
maybe, possibly.
restart?
But let me just configure permissions and make sure you have. You should have access to Liz character, so restart. Yeah, just refresh.
All right, I'll refresh it.
Yeah, that's what I was looking for too. I
Okay,
couldn't
it's not.
find
You
it.
guys just have to
am.
refresh.
Yep.
Yeah, there we go.
All right.
Oh, okay.
So I'll fill in my name.
And I'm blanking out this whole thing here, and then I'm going to copy it to everybody else's thing. And then we'll roll through your background.
Cool. So I'm going with
Ooh.
Techie, Cassandra.
Yeah.
He is a member of a doomsday
shit.
cult.
All right. Well, we'll make sure that when that becomes an option to not roll. Just give me a second here, as we're kind of
Yep.
figuring out the best way to do this on the fly. So I'm just kind of making a bio for your character. By the way, how do you guys feel about my Cyberpunk soundtrack? Do you think I did all right?
It's good, man.
I was
If
asking
you're
all of
asking
you.
me.
Just generally looking for approval. Okay, David, Liz, Anthony, bio. No, I'm sorry. I'm
Go.
just kind of putting something onto your character sheet. Okay, and John, bio. Cool. All right, back to Liz. Sorry. Let's get back
Yes.
to your life path. So your tech. I didn't see. Did you update your character's name
Yep.
and role?
I just put it in now.
You might have to hit. You know what you gotta
Do
do
I need
is
to
see
close
above.
save it?
Oh shit! I hope that means I'm not. Sheet.
Oh wait.
You have to. You might have to click Save Sheet Configuration.
Let me see. Number.
Well, I'll just put in your name, Cassandra,
Okay.
and you're a techie.
Cassandra. Yep.
Cool. And how do I change your name actually? Configure, duplicate, sheet, save sheet config, save it. It's weird. It won't actually update it. All right, whatever. Bio. Oh no, it totally mucked up the thing that I was doing.
No.
Ah, I see. It's in there. Okay, Cassandra. Update token. Assign token. Okay. Whatever. That's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. I just have to copy this from him. All right, and I'll get in there. Children of Dusk. Is that in the book? Did you pull that from the?
Yes.
You made it
No,
up. Nice.
That was a random.
Well, then do me a
random religion
favor and roll
generator
a
I
d10.
Nice.
Okay.
Unless you have an idea about what your cultural origins are.
I don't. So, oops. Roll 1d10.
You are Eastern European. Eastern European. I don't know why I can't say that. Russian, Ukrainian, Polish, or English. Choose one of those languages. You will also speak street speak, which everybody speaks.
I'll go with Russian.
Russian.
Nice.
Yeah.
Will come in handy for moose and squirrel.
That's super sensitive, bro. Okay. Do you have a personality in mind, or do you want to just roll a d10 and go with that?
I'll roll
Sure.
a
Let's take a look and see. What
d10.
comes in.
I have goals in mind, but personality.
Roll it.
Let's see.
Sometimes it's fun to just get something and have to play it. You rolled a 5.
5. Yeah.
It's rolling a lot of dice. What's happening? Rubin's rolling.
That was a lot of
What are you
regret,
rolling
but-
for?
My bad. I just thought I'd try to press that button and
It's fine.
it rolled.
Don't
Round
give you
It's
All
this.
you
everyone
rolled
dies.
picky, fussy, and nervous. Yeah.
All right.
Dress and style, unless you have a plan in mind. Roll a d10.
Right.
Asia
10.
Pop. You're Harajuku girl. Bright
Nice.
costume like youthful. Roll another d10.
All right.
Kawaii!
7.
In wild colors.
Fantastic.
I agree. And can you give me one more d10?
Yep.
A 9.
9.
Who loves fingerless gloves? It's an affectation you are never without. Okay, your motivations, you said you had plans.
Yes. So this particular doomsday cult feels that the time of the red is the twilight of the end of a world that
Okay.
deserves ending. And so this cult is looking to make sure it goes in the right direction.
Well,
Nice. Nice. I did the cult thing last game. That was cool.
In that case, actually,
Nice.
your motivations and relationships may not actually affect these because that's so much more of a cerebral choice. It's an intellectual choice. This is more root core personality. I think that to answer the question of what do you
Okay.
value most, we can roll a die or we can make a choice. It would be money, honor, your world, honesty, knowledge, vengeance, love, power, family, or friendship. You're not your world, your word. Did you just roll a 9, or was that Rubin?
No, I didn't roll. That's still
I didn't roll anything.
Yeah, bro.
Did that roll
that-
something?
yes, it's a 19.
Didn't do anything.
We can set you to roll privately, Ari. So you can just roll to your heart's content.
I
You
don't
can
know
roll like a
what's
little
going
maniac.
on.
Just go nuts.
You know what my players call that when
roll
they're
away.
just clicking, the dice to roll it. They call it clearing the chamber. They're clearing the
Yeah, for
chamber
sure,
of
for
bad
sure.
rolls.
So do you want to roll for this, or do you want to pick one?
What page
Fair
is
enough.
the chart on?
I don't know why I'm not getting a page count here. Oh, it's on page 36, 37. It straddles them.
All right.
If you're using Preview,
Okay.
actually, if you're using Adobe, it might have a different count.
I've got
It's
it.
the same on Adobe.
All right.
Yeah, Eyes of Sin. I'm with you on that one. That's a phrase I've heard elsewise.
I'm gonna say power.
Okay. You motivated by
Yeah.
power, and if you want to roll, what about relationships? How do you feel about most people?
A 9. That definitely fits the tenets of my
awful.
religion. 9.
All out. Let the cockroaches take over. All right, cool, sure. Why not? Why not have that be your character's personality? Who is the? What do you value the most? Who's the most valued person in your life?
Teacher or mentor? Yeah, the cult leader.
And what's your most valuable possession? Most valued possession is a different way to say that. All right.
That I'll roll for.
D10. A toy.
9.
Really works with your works with that Harajuku girl kind of thing. I'm taking this stupid piece of glow tape off of my neck. It's kind of driving me nuts.
I didn't know what that was.
It's called EL tape. I'm gonna probably sew it into the collar here. I don't know. I have some LED strips that would be more luminous. It shows up, but it's not really throwing light the way I hoped it would. Similarly, I was playing with this before I showed this off. This is EL wire. Same thing. You can light it up. It's I don't know how. I don't think that's showing up too much, is it? Okay, fine.
No,
Fuck
it's
it.
not.
Yeah.
Waste of $5. All right. Your family, your original family background, like where you grew up. D10.
That I'll roll for.
Edgerunners. Your home was always changing based on your parents' current job. Could be a luxury apartment or an urban conapt, a dumpster if you were on the run. Food and shelter ran the gamut from gourmet to kibble. All right, your environment. Roll a d10. What kind of place where was it where you and your sibs hung out? A 4. You also hung out in a nomad pack with roots in transport. Interesting. How about a family crisis? D10. Your family lost everything through bad management.
Terrible.
Sounds about right for Edgerunners. Your friends. It's not all grim. Sometimes you link up with people who do get your back. Roll a d10. Oh, shit. And subtract 7. It says roll 1d10 and subtract 7 to see how many friends you've made so far in your life. For each one.
Oh. Well, that means I've got a negative
of
1.
Okay, so now roll a d10, apparently. I fucked that up with Rubin. You have a partner or coworker.
Okay.
Okay. Your enemies. Roll 1d10 and subtract 7 to determine how many enemies you've made. So 1. You have 1 enemy.
I rolled a 6. I have 1.
Okay, and
then
so
a 5.
it's a person who is working for you.
Okay.
And then roll another one.
Five.
Did they betray you or did you betray them?
They
Roll it
betrayed
again.
me.
They've got that. They can attack you with themselves and a few friends. Betrayed by an employee, which is interesting. who can attack you with themselves plus 1d10 divided by 2 friends. All right. And then roll d10. This is to find out how they will, what's going to happen when they see you.
5.
They will work to backstab you indirectly. So you, it wouldn't be Cyberpunk if there was a happy ever after, now would it? So you probably have been involved with someone by now, and that may or may not be the case. Roll d10, subtract 7 to a minimum of 0 to see just how many tragic love affairs you've had so far. 0. Okay, life goals. Roll 1d10 for life goals. A 7. You want to get what's
7.
rightfully yours. Does that sound right?
It could work.
I don't see anything that fits being in a death cult.
Power and control.
You tell me
Maybe.
how that cult would work. I mean, there's something to be said for the fact that even a cult, right, it's a religion that exists on top of your normal life. So, is it your all-consuming, soul-motivating thing? Or is it like, oh yeah, I'm in that death cult, yeah, sure, yeah, you know. Yeah, obviously, like, we gotta make sure to burn the world and the cockroaches inherit it and all that stuff, but, like, wouldn't be bad to have a house out in the suburbs in the meantime. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's possible for both of those things to coexist. I think that that's how it is for a lot of people. I mean, growing up, I knew crazy people who were, you know, who certainly bothered to live in houses. They weren't, like, living on the street in cardboard boxes, and yet they were like, in any minute now, it's all going to vanish because the fucking rapture's going to happen. It's just going to happen. We're all going to disappear. You're a little sinner boy, Greg. You're going straight to the tribulation. But me and our kids, we're going up to heaven. Bye-bye. Like, that's like a real thing. Those people weren't on the sidewalk wearing sandwich boards talking about the end is near, but they certainly thought it was. So, I mean, as I'm saying, is it like, it doesn't, just because you're in a death cult, like a lot of the planet Earth, you don't need to be, it doesn't need to be your 24-hour job. So it's possible that you have a life goal and also a death cult goal.
All right.
It's up to
All
you.
right, I can make it work.
It's up to you. I mean, we could decide, you could tell me that, no, my character is dedicated to the cause. I'm a zealot, true believer. That's my goal. Maybe not.
Maybe. Let me re-roll because I feel like this one might not work well with.
Do whatever you want. You can even just pick one.
Cult. But yep, I'm
You just
thinking out
pulled
loud
feared
here.
and
I'm thinking out loud
respected.
here. Feared and
That works.
respecting. That works better. Yeah,
Sure,
I
sure.
feel like that works better.
I repeat that sure thing all the time. You know where I got that from? Where I incorporated that into my psyche? The Hudsucker proxy. Yeah.
You know, for kids.
The one dude, like the jerk off, Mr. Whatever, who, like, I'm gonna give him the double stitch. He's a nice man. That guy, he always responds to everybody, sure. And somehow I just, like, it became a way that I speak. It's awful. Okay. So, you're not corporate. You have a career-based, role-based life path, and it is tech. So, let's get to the tech path. Just what kind of tech are you? Do you know what you work on? Do you want to make a choice, or do you want to roll a d10 and see what happens?
I'm gonna
It's on
say I'm a
45.
weaponsmith.
Okay, weaponsmith. 'Smith.
Wait a minute. What does crazy inventor mean in the context of Cyberpunk? I'm just looking at this list now. How crazy is crazy?
They called me mad when I wanted to make atomic engineered gorillas with freeway on-ramps for arms, but who's laughing now? That's I think that's a direct quote from Dr. Farnsworth, Futurama. I don't know. You'll have to tell me, because quite a bit is possible, but I would imagine that a crazy inventor, like a completely outside the norm, outside the realm of possibility inventor, would be doing some, like, I'm transplanting the heads of dogs onto bears because I fucking can. Like, it would have to be like you're working on things that benefit nobody. That's what makes it crazy, because cybertech kind of allows almost anything to be possible. Your inventions they're just deranged and useless.
All right, I'm going to stick with weapons.
Weapons are a good way to bring about a death cult goal. Do you have a partner or work alone? Choose one.
Ooh. I'm going to go with secret partner with mob or gang connections.
Is this the person that that betrayed you?
Yeah, probably.
No, I don't think so, but...
Would my character know that is this betrayal something that's going to happen or something that has happened?
Yep.
This is all my past. Okay.
What are your workspaces like? Roll d6 or choose one. Sure.
I'm gonna roll for this one. I don't have strong feelings.
A mess strewn with blueprint paper.
All right.
You don't have to rule. We don't have to roll for all of this, but it's good to think about. It's nice that it forces you to think about these questions, answer these things. So, who's your main clients?
You
can roll it.
I'll roll it. Yeah, I'm gonna roll it.
But it's a d6.
10.
I wouldn't know what to do
D6.
with a 10.
Oh, yes.
6. You
6.
work for yourself and sell whatever you invent and repair. You work on spec.
Ooh. Worst business there is. Never work on spec. And
You must be pretty good at it, though. Well, we don't know how you live, so. Where do you get your supplies?
I stripped the gear from bodies after firefights.
Jesus. Strip. Yeah, I suppose actually a gun merchant who just makes guns and shows up at a night market with, okay, here's the load for the night, is probably going to do okay in this world. Who's gunning for you?
An old client who thinks I screwed him over.
Libyans!
I gave him a box full of pinball machine parts, Marty.
Doc, you're saying this thing's nuclear?
All right, cool. That's it, Liz. After that, we got to roll for your actual stats. And then I'm going to hand it over to you to work on your character's skill points. Rubin, just a quick check-in with you. How are your skill points going?
Yeah, it's good. I'm just trying to
Okay.
coming along.
No.
off my
I was just
back,
wondering,
Dad.
like, all I want to know is was that a good call, or are you drowning? Do you need assistance?
No, I need to shave off like 100 points.
Classic.
What's the deal with everything starts at 5?
You know what?
Or is
It's
that
not
just
just
Foundry?
It's just sort of the way that the module was set up, and I didn't realize that it should all start at 0.
Okay, yeah, I was just making sure I should
Well,
delete
it
those
doesn't.
out.
There's no like tally to
I know.
to say like, oh, you've used up all of
So
your
what we could
86
do is
points.
we could do that in a
so
spreadsheet. It'd be easy to build it. Yeah.
I'm doing that with the spreadsheet,
Yeah,
and
that's
I'm
exactly what I was going to do. I thought about that. I should have just built the damn spreadsheet.
But the spreadsheet should not include what I've rolled.
No, it's just your skills, not your attributes. So,
Just my
Liz, you're going to roll
Yep.
stat setup. You're going to roll a d10.
All
So
right.
are you on, by the way, so if you're on page 57, you'll see the chart that we're rolling on. So on an 8, that means you have an intelligence of 8.
Okay.
Yes, I am.
Are you're
and
entering
then
this?
roll it again.
Awesome.
When you're ready, roll another d10 for me, Liz.
And
1.
there you go.
You have a reflex of 7. Roll it again.
Hey.
You rolled a 3.
3.
You have a dexterity of 5. Roll it again. A 1. You have a
1.
tech of 8. That's good. Roll it
That
again. Now you
is
have a cool
good.
for 5. That translates to 4. You are really uncool.
Mildly cool.
I think a 4 is pretty
pretty
uncool.
uncool.
I don't know for sure. I think like a 1
Alright.
would be super duper. Oh, I'm sorry. It's not D20. I'm pretty sure you roll 2D10 for everything. We lost Ari David. Well,
Wait,
no,
what?
somebody's asking, is this a D20 based game? It is not D20. It is a unique game system that it actually uses a set of rules called Friday Night Firefight. And I'm fairly certain that we'll be rolling.
Okay, it is only D10s.
Thank you, it's all
for all
D10s.
skill checks. It's 1 D10, and then weapons are either D10s or
There it is.
D6s.
Thank you. Yeah.
That's
10s
it.
and
That's
6s.
all there is to
No,
it.
it's fine.
Sorry. Be right back.
I was fairly certain I was right on that. So yeah, CP Red isn't out yet, and actually I don't think there's a release yet. You can get the Jumpstart pack, just to follow up on that. But when Red comes out, you'll hear about it here. We are playing. This is we're using the actual beta rules, so that's what we're running off of right now. Okay, sorry, Liz. I didn't mean to derail all of that. We're rolling for your will, so roll a d10.
Yes.
You rolled a
3.
3 for will, and that translates to a 4. A 4. Roll again for luck. A 1 for luck is 5. Okay, again for move. A 9 for move
9.
is a 7. You're quick. Roll again for body. An 8 for body is a 6. Roll again for empathy. An 8 for empathy is a 6. Okay. So I'm going to save sheet config. Cool. So Liz, that is it for your character's stat block. Next, I will invite you to continue to work on your skills, and I will direct you to page, starting on page 69, and then actually your chart starts on there as well. So you'll have 86 points to divide between your tech skills. Just make sure you read the Method 2 Edgerunner Fast and Dirty section, because there's some specifics about like certain skills can't be below 2, certain things can't be higher than 6.
Okay.
The only thing I'm a little bit thrown by, hold on a second. Yeah, I guess your actual class ability is not a skill, because I'm looking at like the tech list of skills and I don't see maker in there, so that must advance in a different way. I think that at character creation you all basically have a 1 in your role ability. Is that correct? I think so.
You would think that was something that you could put your skill points into, if that was the case.
Well,
No.
it's a good question. I'm not really sure. Like, it doesn't show up anywhere in the skill list.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, we'll find out if we.
I'm on it. Work on people's
Yeah,
characters
all
and I'll
right, thank
figure
you.
that
I
out.
think that the answer is you don't get to. I think it just goes up with your level. So, okay, Liz, thank
Okay.
you. We'll come back to you. Who's next?
Yep.
Ari
I'll go.
or Anthony? Okay, dude, can you
Yo.
pull up your character sheet? Oh, well then
I
refresh.
cannot. I still cannot.
Let me check again what's going on here. Anthony, character, configure permissions. Oh, it's because I didn't set you to be the owner. My mistake. Save changes. So try
Swing and a
again.
miss.
Refresh now.
Refreshing. Okay. Here we go.
Do you know
All
what
right.
role you want to play?
Yeah, I wanna be a media.
Nice. I was hoping somebody would.
Sweet.
All right. So, and do you have a name for this character yet, or no? That's fine.
Not yet. I'll
So
figure
let's
it
start
out.
with your cultural origins.
Okay, it was
Yep.
/R1d10.
If that's where you're going. Sorry. What's up?
Greg,
That's
starting characters automatically begin their role ability
Okay.
at rank 4. On the street, rank 4 means you aren't a total newbie, but you know where the dangerous end of the gun is, and you can at least. All right, it says like you're
Okay, but
fine.
you don't get the ability to. It doesn't get. You can't invest points in it at character creation.
No,
That's
not at
that's
character
really all we
creation.
need to know.
Everybody starts at 4.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I am ready.
all right. Ready?
A 7. Okay.
I am South
Hindi.
Asian.
Pick a language. You can be. You will have access to this language in addition to street speak. It is going to be Hindi, Bengali, or English.
I'll go with English.
We all speak it. It's useful.
Yep.
All right. Your personality. Are we rolling or choosing?
I'm gonna reserve the right to override a roll
5.
here.
You are
if that's
picky,
all right.
fussy, and nervous.
Picky. I'll work with that.
All right. Dress and style in Cyberpunk. What you look like is important. Your clothes are a 6.
Bohemian.
Folksy, retro, and free spirited.
Yeah. All right. All right.
Roll it again for me. 4. Wild hair.
Wild and all over. Yeah.
And then
I feel like that
what
fits.
is your affectation that you are never without?
A small shoulder animal. All right.
So you are the guy that Ben Shapiro's always overhearing at the liberal coffee houses.
Oh, yes.
You are the specter of his nightmares.
Did you hear? It's supposed to be that dry.
God.
All right. What's next? My
Motivations and
motivations?
relationships. Choose one or roll d10. What do you value most?
right.
3. Your word.
Let's find out.
Your word.
My word. You know what? I'm gonna
mind.
re-roll that if you don't mind.
Family.
No,
Why don't you just pick
that
what
one
you
sucks
want?
too. Knowledge? I don't know what I want. Yeah, I'll go with knowledge.
Knowledge.
All right. And how do I feel about most people? I feel like this is
7. People are obstacles to be destroyed
People are
if they
obstacles?
cross me.
that's not very bohemian, but sure.
So one of the
what do I
key
value
things
most?
about Cyberpunk is that it's style over substance. That's literally in the rules. Your style may not have anything to do with your character.
All right. I think I value the most myself.
Most valued person in your life, you rolled myself, huh? Is that you? Is that
yes.
right? Okay.
All right, let's go for it.
Most valued possession, a 5.
A book or diary. I'm a media. All right, let's go
Doesn't
with that.
necessarily have to be your book or diary.
It doesn't, but
I have
All right.
one of
My original-
the third run printings of Howl by Ginsberg. The third printings are very rare. No,
Is that
I'm
like
just
a true
imagining
story?
like this, this totally plastic pretend bohemian.
It's like I actually do own. I believe it's the first edition of the Hobo's Horn book full of hobo songs.
Do you? That's awesome.
Oh yeah, I could bring it up and I could sing some hobo songs
I
for
don't know
fun
that
on the
that's
stream later if
necessary
you want.
tonight, but good to know.
All right. My secret talent. All right, so what's my family
Yeah.
background that we're doing now?
You have no control
All right.
over that, so I kind of like the idea of rolling it. You were in a ganger family, a savage, violent home in any place
What is a-
the gang could take over. You were usually hungry, cold, and scared. You probably didn't know who your actual parents were. Education, the gang taught you how to fight, kill, and steal. What else did you need to know? Does that work?
What else? It works.
Damn, dude.
All right.
Not even a real family, just in a gang. Environment, roll D10. A 2. You spent in a safe corporate zone, walled off from the rest of the city.
Do you feel like that jives with the Ganger family?
I think it's possible.
Yeah, all right, let's go with it. What's my
So
family
look,
crisis?
like, you moved around as a ganger family, but the formative years, your Marceline was when we
Yeah, that makes sense.
shoehorned our way into this one safe part of the city. Maybe you're constantly trying to get back there now. Family crisis. You rolled a 7? Your family is
Yeah.
involved in a long-term conspiracy, organization, or association, such as crime family or a revolutionary group.
All right, that makes sense.
I don't know why that's a crisis.
My friends. All right, so this is for how many
Hold on a
friends I
second.
have.
Let's not race here.
All right.
Let's figure out what that would mean in this context. So, you are in a ganger family, and so when we say that your family is involved with this, but it has to be a crisis within the family, right? Like there's a crisis that affects your family, and it's that you are involved in a long-term conspiracy or organization or association. I feel like in the broader context of your gang, if you are the Genovese crime family or something like that, right? You are from a unit that was somehow, this is the way I would interpret that, running a secret conspiracy to take over control of the whole family or something like that, right? That would be a crisis, that or that you were at the at the what do you say? Like the you were the opposite, that you were the victim of such a kind of a coup. Does that make sense? Something like that?
Yeah. I feel like
it's up to you. I'm just saying that, like, unless it was disruptive to your family, it's not a family crisis. Like, well, my family was highly involved in trying to overthrow the government, is just sort of like, well, that's just what we do. It's not really a crisis. You know what I mean? I don't know. Just make sure, whatever you come up with, make sure it's a crisis.
Here. Yeah, well, actually, here, let me just roll another d10. Let's see if this works for what I want to do. All right, then switch me from a ganger family to a nomad pack.
Okay.
Yes.
Mostly homeschooled.
Very relevant now.
Yeah. Food was actually fresh and abundant, mostly homeschooled. Has anybody seen the movie Dr. Sleep?
I have not.
Don't watch
Not
it.
yet.
Don't watch that
Don't-
movie.
don't
Especially
say a
parents.
word.
That movie's gonna fuck you up, man. Don't watch that movie.
That
That movie should come with a fucking warning label.
I want to get
It's
fucked
like
up.
not healthy for me at all to have seen that film. But the description
I'll
of the
watch that
Nomad
movie.
Gang, it kind of reminds me of the movie. Okay.
All right, now I'm rolling for how
So
many
yeah, roll
friends I
D10
have, right?
and subtract 7.
Oh, whoops. I got to do that in Foundry, not in the
That's true.
Twitch chat.
Hit it.
So I have no
to a
friends.
minimum of 0. Yeah. Okay, so you have none.
All right, that makes sense. My enemies. All right,
Oh fuck.
I have 3 enemies. You
No.
want to bring that down for? All right,
Yeah.
first enemy.
Roll it. A booster ganger,
All right.
and then again. One of you accused the other one of cowardice or some other major personal flaw.
Okay, I probably accused him being a media, or her.
Cowardice. And then who they can come after you with is
Another 4.
themselves and 1d6 divided by 2, friends.
All right.
Okay, enemy number 2.
All right.
Number 5, a person who worked for you.
All right. Lousy interns.
Who deserted or betrayed the other. Did you desert them?
I absolutely deserted my
Okay.
intern.
Oh, this is weird. Hold on a second. There we go. Person working for you, whom Ant deserted. And what do they got? They got a 1. No one else.
Nothing.
Just themselves. And then enemy 3.
All right, my third. Yep. Childhood enemy.
Someone from the Nomad Gang. Roll again. Who caused the loss of a lover, friend, or relative, man. That's fucked up.
I think I definitely caused their loss.
What? And they have access to an entire government or city agency.
I can work with this. This is
I
what I,
don't
think
know
will
if
be the
I can
easiest one to
work
work
with
with.
Okay, so now we have to roll Sweet Revenge 3 times. Hold on a second, though. Okay, so roll D10 once. An 8. They will verbally attack you. Again.
Okay.
A 3. They will go into a murderous phage.
That's my ex-intern, right?
And enemy 3 is going to avoid you.
All right.
Weird. Roll D10 minus 7.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, tragic love affairs.
None.
Nope.
There's not a minimum of 1 or minimum of 0. Okay. That's fine. Life goals. D10. Or choose one.
All right. Let's see. Yeah, I'm looking at this one. Most of these are not. I don't know if a lot of these are gonna work. Let's see. We got
Save,
8.
if possible, someone else involved in your background, like a lover or a family member. Yeah, no.
Yeah, I'm thinking. You know what? All right. Let's go with it.
Okay. Yeah. So one of the things is like it's more fun for me if these don't like directly align with your career. Like if you had rolled gain fame and recognition, that would have been boring. Like real life people, like their job is their job. What they want to do is something else. You know, if all you want to do is be an awesome media, I don't know. It's kind of lame.
Yep. But
Well,
what
let's
kind
find
of
out.
media am I?
Let's find the media chart. Are you following along in the book?
These are D6.
Getting
I
to
am,
it.
yes.
Media. Kind of media. Roll D6. What you got? You're a documentarian.
Documentarian?
Of course you are.
Nah, I want to do something immediate. Street scribe. All right, now
What
I'm
does
gonna
that
go with
even
that one. I don't know, but it sounds good.
Street scribe, that's like a crazy person on the street ranting about the end is near.
That's not really a media, though. I think we got to look into figure out what a street scribe. That can't be right.
That would be so cool if,
No,
like,
it's one,
you're
but
able
like
to
he's
be-
got like a PR guy.
if you're,
What is-
if you're
what is
just
a
like a
street scribe?
high-level person who's also yelling out in the street, the end is near, and like, like, pack it up, it's all coming for us. So what we need to do is we need to get to the net plug-in joint.
What was his name? The
hilarious.
the character in Network.
Oh, yeah. I don't know, but
Yeah.
I love that movie.
Why don't I go with investigative reporter instead? Because we know
It's
what
up to
that
you.
is.
Sure. That's.
Do it, dude. Do the
Alright.
street scribe.
Pizzagate.
Roll with
Yeah,
Street
I-
scribe? No, all right. I'll do
Alex
street
Jones.
scribe. Well, it'd be like a man on the street report. Is that kind of thing? I'll talk to anyone who's just walking by, grab him by the collar. Hey, what do you think about this issue?
Are you going to hand out pamphlets? Please tell me you have pamphlets.
Are you Billy Eichner?
All right.
He's like
How does my
Fletch.
work get to the public? Is that where we're
I
on
don't.
now?
I don't know what the hell. We have to figure out what a street scribe is.
Well, let's let the chat decide. What is it? What is
I'm
a
gonna
street
in between.
scribe?
I'm gonna look this up. Okay. All right. Fine. Division.
Yeah,
I just tried.
I just
It
tried
doesn't
looking
show
it
up in the
up.
book
All right.
anywhere else.
Book sales. Oh, I'm totally publishing zines.
Yeah, I think a street scribe to me is like a blogger or somebody who's just like on the street. It's not in regular media. It's your own thing. You're on.
Current
You're
events
doing-
So
from
you're
the
doing.
street.
You got book sales. Okay. Fine. Book sales. Yeah. Well. All right. Sure. We'll figure it out. But just keep in mind. Street
I like that
scribe
theme.
is separate because of what we can see else here is it's not a blogger and it's not a writer. It's a street scribe who does book sales.
You
Again,
I don't see it in
like
the other
someone
book.
ranting and raving on the streets with a PR guy and cameras. That's a street
Alright.
scribe.
All right, I can, and you know, I feel like this fits my bohemian lifestyle.
Ooh, it could be like a street scribe. Could be
Just
like
a
taking-
tagger.
Yeah, you could
A
be.
tagger, yeah.
Actually, I think that's probably what it. I think
The
that's exactly
truth
what.
is
you're,
out there,
No, well,
bitches.
how about Banksy? Is exactly what I was
you're
thinking.
Banksy.
Banksy. All right. How ethical am I? All right. I'm gonna rule out 5 and 6, but I'm willing to go. I'll do anything on the 1 to 4
Then
here.
roll d4, I guess. I don't know. You roll a 4. You're willing to bend any rules.
Perfect. All right. Yeah.
Okay, who's gunning? Oh no, I'm keep looking at this. What kinds of stories do you want to tell?
I'm gonna nix a number 3, but I'll take anything else.
Yeah.
Ecological impact. All right.
Okay. That's it. That's your whole thing.
All right. I
course,
gotta
yes.
roll for stats now, right?
Let's go back to the hat. Okay. Where is it? Media, there it is. Roll a d10.
All right.
Has a name formed in your mind for this guy yet?
Not yet. I'm trying not to name Spider
Okay, you have
Jerusalem.
an intelligence of 6. Roll again. A 1. You have a reflex of 1. No. You have a reflex
A
of
reflex
6.
of 6.
1 would be bad. A 9, you have a dexterity of 5. You have a 7, tech is 3. You have a 3 in tech. That's so far the lowest attribute in the game. Roll again.
Well, I
Yeah.
mean, I am a street scribe, so there we
you
go.
have a 8 for cool. You're just incredibly cool. I have a street
Well-
scribe. Roll again. You rolled a 2 for will. You
are
rolled a
so
6. You have a
cool.
6 for willpower. Roll again. A 6. You have a 6 for luck.
A 6. I
It's a
think
6,
that
it's
is
6.
a yeah.
Roll again.
alright. Yep.
For move. A 6 is a 7 for movement. And then you rolled a 2 for body, which is a 6. Roll again. A 5 for empathy is an 8. You are very empathetic. Awesome. So, the chart for you to work on your skills is on page 69. Something strange is afoot at the Circle K.
Winder method 2 here. Is
Yeah,
that
method
the
2,
list I'm
fast
working
and
on?
dirty. Remember that all stats actually start at 0, but then follow the rules for which ones have to be at 2 or lower or higher. Okay?
They all have to be at least 2,
No,
right?
a certain subset must be at 2. None of your
So
Edgerunner roll skills can be higher than 6 or lower than 2. The following skills must be at least 2. But then there are some
Okay, I
skills
see
that you
it.
could hypothetically have 0. For instance, you might have a 0 in piloting. All right, John, you ready?
Oh, I'm ready, man. I'm
I am
excited
too.
about this. I think I'm gonna go with
Oh,
the
the gunner.
solo.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with like the full
John,
assassin
did you name
route.
your character the Rabbit?
Or yes, I did. The
Wow,
rabbit.
man.
And she's a small
Oh,
petite
shit,
little
I didn't
girl.
realize you were cross-mudding. Neat. Is that term still
Yeah, I'm doing
acceptable?
it.
Cross-mud?
Cross mud. That's the
It's
first time
old
I've heard
school.
it. So
It's some old school shit. Never mind. It comes from playing
never heard
in
that before.
multi-user dungeons. Okay, MUDs. Okay, so
okay.
The rabbit, John. Wow. All right.
Rabbit.
Fucking A, man. That's legit.
Mhm. Yeah.
How do I update?
People call her the rabbit because she carries around a stuffed animal
That
of a
sounds
rabbit.
normal.
Yeah.
As Crafty points out, the rabbit,
Right.
both a bottle opener and a sex toy. That's true. It's a popular lady aid.
It's true.
Okay.
Hey,
I mean, it can be,
a
but
man-aid.
what a rabbit?
Man-aid.
I think what a rabbit is,
It'd be
you're kind of
interesting.
wasting your money.
I know. We
I just
all
feel
know
like-
what it is.
It's only,
I feel like
at
you
like 50%.
may as well
right?
invest in a different man-aid than a rabbit. I mean, even if you're looking for a penetrative man-aid, a rabbit would be a weird choice for you. But, you know, you can work with it if that's what you got.
Hey.
Okay. Let's do your life path, rabbit.
Okay. I think I'm just gonna start off
Fine.
as North American.
Pick a language, though.
Language. I'm gonna go with French.
Amazing. Personality.
Actually, I'm gonna roll it out because I like all of those. I got a 1. Shy and
You rolled a 1?
secretive. Yes.
Shy and secretive.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Dress and style.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna roll this one out too. Urban fashion. 3.
Flashy technological streetwear. And then for your hair,
Hair. I'm gonna go with just straight up neat and short.
neat and short. And the affectation that you are never without. Roll
I'm
one.
rolling it.
And 8 is
8.
spiked boots or heels.
Spike boots or heels? Yes. I'm gonna go. Yeah, I'm gonna go with spike boots. That sounds like a great
Okay.
close combat weapon.
Your motivations. What do you value most?
Man. Rolling that D10. I got a 10.
Friendship.
Friendship.
Friendship is magic, says the rabbit.
Okay.
Relationships. How do you feel about most people?
3.
Oh shit! I think that someone is talking to me on Skype and I can't see it.
Don't worry, it
Okay,
doesn't
that's all I
concern
needed
you,
to know,
Greg.
honestly, I have it up now though in case I need it. I'm sorry. What did you roll? A 3?
Okay.
I like almost everyone.
3. So I'm a super friendly
Yeah, I actually
killer.
love that.
All right, great.
You're Barry. Dude, that show
Yeah.
is so good.
I know.
Wait,
I
you
have to
didn't see
catch up.
season 2? Oh.
No, not
It's
yet.
good. It's not as great as season 1, but it's like a very close second. Things you value most. Your most valued person. Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna roll it too. A 9. Personal hero.
You
I
have,
could
you
work
have a
with
fucking
that.
poster of
Yeah.
him on over your bed. I love it.
Yeah. It's gotta be like a war
could be.
hero
It
of
could
some
be
sort.
anything.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, really, like, it could be against type, too, right? Like, it could be Mr. Rogers. Your most valued possession. Oh, shit. I think I accidentally just logged out. Stand by. You know what I got? I still got extra buttons on this mouse, so.
As far as like most valued possession, I'm definitely going with a toy because she has her rabbit
John,
with her.
are you looking at your character sheet right now? Okay, can you click
why?
the gear and then do save? Because I lost all the stuff I entered. Were you seeing the stuff I was typing in?
Where were you
I was on
typing it?
bio.
I was at the
Bio.
stats. Appearance. Bio.
Fuck.
No, I got nothing.
It's all gone.
That's all right. I'll do it. I'll
Well,
do
I
it.
also don't see anything that you typed
Oh,
in
no.
on my sheet.
Same.
Oh, there I
They're all
am.
fives.
There it
Jesus
is.
Christ,
Suddenly
man, you're
appeared.
fucking freaking me out, man. Anthony, yeah, your stats are all 5s. That's weird. Your bio is there.
Yeah, there's a lot of like stuff here that seems
Yeah,
not
erase
relevant.
them. Erase them.
Hold on a second,
All right.
guys. I'm having a slight crisis.
It's okay, man.
Okay, so
Faith?
your bio's all entered. Your stat blocks we might have to re-roll. Fuck. John, do you remember your culture?
No.
We don't have to re-roll. We just have to rewind in the video
That's true.
afterwards.
That's true.
Yeah.
And
Alright.
Yeah.
watch it back.
That
That's
is
the
a
nice
true
part
thing.
about the
That's a
internet.
true fact. So wait,
Wait, we're gonna have to watch these?
I'm just remembering. You're North American
Oh, I can like ask
Yeah,
him
French. Do you
North
remember
American
what your
to watch
personality
it and
was?
tell me.
Shy and secretive.
And do you remember
don't
dress
think
and
he's here
style?
tonight.
It was urban flash.
Urban flash.
And your hair was short and cropped. And
Short and
you
neat.
had spiked
Yeah.
boots. Your
Like
motivations
boots. Friendship.
and your relationships, you like most everybody. And your
Yeah.
most valued person was a personal hero. And your most valued possession. Do you remember what that was? Oh, that's right, a toy.
Toy. A toy.
And your family background. I don't think we had gotten there. Okay.
No, we didn't
so
get there yet.
D10.
This is where we stop. 1d10. Here it comes.
A
A 2.
They were corporate managers, well-to-do, with a large home, safe neighborhood, nice cards. Sometimes your parent would hire servants. That was rare. You had a mix of private and corporate education.
Okay. Oh, so I'm like flying under the radar with all my learning, learning
I don't
combat
necessarily
tactics.
think they would frown on that, honestly. It is a pro-violence world.
I don't know.
Like, your corporate manager parents definitely called in hits on people on a semi-regular basis.
Yeah. But would they allow their daughter to
Maybe.
do that?
Yeah, maybe.
To, like,
I don't
train
know.
with these
it's up
people?
to you. You can tell me.
Maybe.
Yeah.
We'll see how I
Your
wanna play
environment.
that, yeah.
I'm just saying, don't necessarily inject your prejudices into this setting. Okay, so your environment, D10, where did you grow up? In a
5.
decaying, once upscale neighborhood, now holding off the boosters to survive. So they're like middle management, and things are a little bit rough. Your family crisis, D10.
Yeah. 1d10 coming up.
Your family
A 1.
lost everything through betrayal.
Oh, man.
If only you hadn't agreed briefly to do that job with needles.
Goddamn him.
You are fired. You are fired. Your friends. It's not all grim, so roll a d10 and subtract 7.
1d10.
0 friends.
Ooh.
No wonder you
I
value
rolled a 1.
friendship so much.
0.
You just want one. Your
It's
enemies. Roll a d10 and subtract 7. 2. No
Nope,
enemies.
0.
Sweet revenge doesn't matter. Tragic love affairs. Roll a d10 and subtract 7. None.
Man, another 1. Damn.
Life goals.
All right, D10.
Become
here comes
feared
a
and
10.
respected.
This is gonna be great.
So you
I'm
gotta
really
think about how to
excited for
square
this.
that. What kind of a person values friendship above all but wants to be feared and respected? Like, those can be competing interests,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like,
Yeah. I think I'm gonna lean heavily or more heavily towards the respected as far as like friends go, but like feared in the eyes of the enemy. You know, so like divorce them from.
Well, like, what
a
if you
single
want to be
source.
some sort of like? I could also see a character who's like, you know, I really want to be a feared and respected, dangerous overlord with a close-knit circle of good friends around me.
Great.
Yeah.
If anybody has watched the Venture Brothers,
Monarch.
it's the Monarch. Like the Monarch.
Yeah.
He wants to be like feared and respected, but most of the time he just wants to hang out with his favorite henchmen.
Yeah.
It's the same. They're not mutually exclusive.
So we gotta get to your role-based. You are a solo.
Right.
So what kind of a solo are you? Want to roll that?
I guess with corporate or freelance Black Ops agent would probably fall into place with the rest of it.
That's fine.
So, yeah, let's go with that.
You are what kind of a moral compass?
Always working for good. What that is exactly?
Always working for good.
Trying to take out the bad guys. Yeah, number one.
That's gonna be interesting for me to kind of figure out. What's your operational territory?
I'm gonna roll for it. A 6.
Wherever the money takes you.
Family needs cash, right?
And who's gunning for you? A rival solo
Another
who sees
6.
you as their nemesis.
Oh man. Can it be like my
Maybe.
stepsister?
All right, let's do your stats.
Okay.
69.
What page is that one on?
No, it's on 60.
69. No.
No, it's actually on
70, 60, 9.
You are on
Those are
page
skills, no?
56, 56.
It's like 50 something.
Yep, roll
All
a
right,
d10.
first one.
7 is a 7 for
7.
intelligence. Roll it again.
Okay. 4.
Anthony, to answer your question, can you put stats into things that are not on your list? Yes. I think that's accurate, right?
Okay.
No. So there's a set of skills that everybody has access to that are basic, and then in addition to that, you have access to your skill list, but that's it.
Yeah. There's like 13 that everyone has, and I get an extra 7. Okay.
So no. So I'm sorry. What was your second roll? A 4. For reflex, that yields an 8, which is awesome. Dexterity.
Sweet.
It's a 3, and that
3
would be a 7.
Cool.
Tech. It's a 5, and that will be a 5. Cool.
Come on, cool.
A 9
9.
for cool yields a 6. Again.
All right.
A 4 for
A 4.
willpower is 7.
Will.
And John rolls a 7 for luck. And that would make for a 7.
That's pretty good.
Roll it again. A 6 for move is a 7. And roll it again. An 8 for
8.
body is an 8. And then again, empathy is a 10.
10.
And that's a 5. Okay.
Cool.
So, at this point, John, your character's done. I'm going to do save sheet config. Hopefully that means you won't lose your character stats like everybody else seems to have, which is awesome. I'm going to check right now. No, you don't.
Okay.
Good. So yours is good. So So what you want to do now is go to page 69
Sweet.
and work on your skills. Exactly.
Skills. Right.
And then that
Awesome.
will, and you see how it works. It's right there. All right, Ari, let's do it. What are we?
I'm going to be a
Netrunner.
net runner.
Cool. Cool.
And I'll just start rolling things because I don't particularly
it's
have
fun.
anything in mind.
Roll your background.
First cultural origin, Southeast
Okay.
Asian. Let's say I'm Filipino. Let's say I'm Filipino. I like that.
Well, that's a language you speak. You
All
don't
right, my
necessarily have to. Yeah, I mean.
Oh, that's a language? Languages you probably know. All right, well, yeah, I'll figure it out later. I'm Southeast Asian. Got it. Cool. My personality...
Intellectual and attached.
Love it. All right, dress and personal style.
A 1 is generic chic.
I would like to swap that out
Fair
for
enough.
urban flash. Alrighty. Next, for hairstyle, bald. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm bald.
Give it up for the bald community. Represent.
What's
But again, just like me in real
What's
life,
the-
bald by
what's the-
choice.
what's the affectation you're never without? Ritual scars.
Ritual scars. I don't know if I'm
Alright.
gonna go with that.
You don't want to look like Seal?
You know what? It's cyberpunk. It's cyberpunk, and it wouldn't be right if somebody didn't have mirror shades
Alright,
as their
mirror shades.
affectation. Mirror shades. Okay. Motivations and relationships. Let's roll this
Yep.
son of a gun.
D10. You value honor.
Honor.
Boring?
Honor. I
Could be
don't know
thieves'
if I want
honor.
honor.
I mean, you can interpret honor through a dark lens.
It's true.
Can I take it? Can I take your
Sure.
word? My word? My word means.
Yeah, sure.
That's my motivation. Cool. How do I feel about most people? People are tools. Use them for your own goals, then discard them. Great. Love it. What a friendly group of people
I like that
we've
John
created.
has made a character who's a definitive good guy. Thing
So
you value the
ironic.
most. Valued
Sure.
person is a lover.
A lover. I value a lover.
Most-
Keep it.
most
I don't
valued
care.
possession.
That's cool.
A weapon.
A weapon.
Yeah,
Figure that
family
out
background.
later. All right.
Ganger family.
Gang family. Grew up in a savage, violent home, and I did everything I could to escape meat
That
space.
works. Environment.
Executives. 9. In the floating offshore city that is a meeting place for
That's
all
awesome.
kinds of people. That's rad. That's freaking. So I'm
pretty
some
sweet.
Southeast Asian guy who grew in a floating offshore city. That's so cool.
I like it. Family crisis.
I love it.
Your family is imprisoned.
My family is in prison, and they were all gangers.
That's fucked up. Your friends.
Oh my god, I'm from some awful, like, street gang family. They're all in
All right, your
prison.
friends. D10 subtract 7. 9.
Two
right,
friends.
roll
I can roll
twice.
the 9. I have someone who's like a parent to me. And then I have an old childhood friend. Probably someone who I used to run through with. And then probably someone else from the gang who escaped. Probably like a mentor figure to me. Looked out for me when my family got
it's
locked
pretty specific.
up.
You alone escaped, so these people have to be from outside of your gang, probably, which is fine. I think that we can roll with that. Your enemies.
Cool.
Roll d10, subtract 7. None.
0 enemies.
So, not
A
available.
likable guy.
Tragic love affairs. Roll d10, subtract 7. None.
0 tragic love affairs. That means I am currently in a successful love affair because my
Ultimately,
thing
all
is
love
my
affairs
lover.
are tragic, so give it time.
Should.
Ooh, man, it's grim, man.
Yeah, but that means I have to come up with whoever my NPC significant other is.
So, the wrap up. What's
Anyways.
your life goal? 7. Get what's rightly yours.
Get what's rightfully mine. Oh, I dig it.
Neato. So, let's go to
I
roll
dig it.
based. And
dig it.
we're moving
What a
down
cool
to Netrunner.
character.
What kind of a Netrunner are you?
Let's see. Let's see. Let's roll a d6.
You're a freelancer.
Freelancer who will hack for hire. Yep. Keep
Makes
it.
sense.
Do I have partners or work alone? Choose one. I will
Okay.
work with a partner. And then I will opt to say it's
So
my
roll,
old childhood
okay,
friend.
old childhood friend.
Yeah, because it's number 2 is old friend. So we'll just say we'll tie it all in together. That's not related to gang life. It's who I started running.
Right, yeah.
net
Probably
running
someone
with.
else you met on that floating city. All right.
Yep. What's my workspace?
Yeah.
Right?
Looks
It looks better in virtuality, I swear. Love it. Yeah, that's fine. Who are my main clients? Local gangers who also protect my work area at home while I sleep. Yeah.
slow down for a
I
second.
love
Hold
it.
on.
Oh man, I'm like some gangster hacker. Digging it.
Okay. And where you get your programs?
Whoa. I hit the night market, score programs wherever I can, whenever
Got wares.
Dude, this is dope.
I
This is a
agree.
cool character. I'm not reading the chat. I don't know if people are saying anything.
They are.
They're all
They're
saying
just
how
like,
cool your
dude,
character
Ari's
is.
character's so cool.
That's what they need to be saying.
All right,
Now
who's gunning
checking
for
to
you?
make sure. God damn it.
A 2. Rival Netrunners.
Rival netrunners who just don't like me.
Oh, that's awesome.
Fucking acid burn's gonna get you, man.
Cool. So it's stat time, right?
Yep.
Alright, netrunner.
I'm trying to get to those stats. Hold on a second.
I'm waiting. Patiently.
Tech Netrunner. There it is. You rolled a. What'd you roll? Nothing.
I
rolled
haven't rolled yet. I
A
was
9
waiting.
for intelligence is a
Rolled
7.
9. That's
I
not
agree.
bad. That's actually
Okay.
the best I can get. Okay, cool.
D10.
For reflex.
An 8. That seems good. Okay.
What? Okay, my dexterity. That means I can shoot
Yep.
a gun.
A 4,
4,
7.
7.
Tech.
Oh boy. Now this is
Yeah.
where I get like a 5.
A 4 for tech is a 7.
Get the fuck out of
You
here.
are way too excited.
All right.
I love it. Yes,
Character's
great.
good.
Cool. You have a cool of 6. Okay.
6.
That's
All
very
right,
cool.
I'm all right.
All right, Will.
I'm all right.
A 10 for Will is a 4. Got a weak Will. Luck.
Hello.
5 for luck is a 7. And
Lucky
move
though.
is a 6.
6.
Right.
7. So that's 7.
And a buddy. A 3 for body gives you a 7.
Yep.
Great stats.
I got good
Empathy
stats. All right, empathy.
is a 2, and it's 5. Cool.
5. Minus my only bad thing is my my willpower.
Yeah, I think you're.
That's the
this
only
is great.
subpar.
So, swing on over to your Edgerunner skills on page 69, and work on those.
I gotta refresh. I don't see my character yet.
Let me make sure I gave you ownership. Okay,
I know I have it now. I got it now.
and then
I mean, it's really. I'll be honest, Greg. From here on, it's nitpicky. It's going
Well,
over gear and
we
stuff.
can talk about
If we want to
Cyberware.
talk plot,
I don't think we've talked about Cyberware at all.
Yeah. No, we
yeah,
haven't talked about that at all.
That. It might be something everyone's got to think about
That's true.
for a hot second.
Let's just talk about what it is. So there are 8 types of cyberware. There's gear, right? So your outfit in weapons and armor and all that stuff, right? That's something that we're going to leave off the table for probably now. We will figure that out in the interim and then have it done when we come back next week to actually play the game. Your outfit is not your clothing; it's your kit out. It's the shit that that you have on you. It's your inventory, right? And the one thing that really affects your character, I think, more than your gear, your fashion, all that's very important without a doubt, is your cyberware and how much humanity you have left. So one of the features of Cyberpunk is that as you acquire cybernetics, cyberware, you can lose humanity. And if it drops too low, you slip into cyber psychosis, which is dangerous. So there are 8 types of cyberware: fashionware, neuralware. Well, fashionware, stuff you install for personal adornment. Neuralware, stuff you install to enhance or augment your reflexes or mental abilities. Cyber optics, stuff you install to improve visual abilities. Cyber audio, stuff you install to improve hearing and auditory abilities. Internal body cyberware, stuff that is implanted in your body and works like organs or systemic improvements. External body cyberware, stuff that is installed in, on, or over, or immediately through the skin. So, a cybernetic arm. Cyber limbs, oh no, that's a whole other thing. Prosthetic arms or legs that can be enhanced with a variety of hands, covering or functions. Borgware, stuff which fully replaces the majority of your body with cybernetic parts that are augmented by cyber optics, audio, prosthesis, or other cyberware installations. To be fully borged out would be the term. Yeah, man.
Greg, I have a question. Higher ranking people in society, do they have more or less cyber gear attached to them? Like if you're a
Personal
CEO,
preference.
if you're a CEO, would you be like, no, I'm all human, and that makes me more human than you, and
No,
I can
I don't
hold
think you
that
hold that
above
above
you.
somebody.
I don't
You might
need
want to give the
cybernetics.
aesthetic appearance of being a human, but you would not want to be without the enormous advantage of being cybered up. I presume. It would be difficult to be a relevant corporate power broker who didn't have severe enhancements. But yeah, like it could potentially be invisible.
Okay.
It could be all stuff that's under your skin. Like I said, there is a real penalty to. If you look at the, so if you're looking at, like, for example, on page 94, Fashionware, you're going to see Biomonitor, and then installation, where can you get installed? At the mall. Subdermal implant, which generates a constant LED readout of your pulse, temperature, respiration, blood sugar, etc. Costs $100. And guess what? There is no humanity loss associated with it, right? So a lot of this stuff isn't going to affect you, but like some of the crazy shit, like a Neuralink or a chipware socket, you start getting into a Kerenzivkov, a neural wave option, always on speedware. Oh yeah, we should take a 5-minute break. Thank you. That's a good point. We have not yet taken a break. Let's take a perfect 5-minute break right here since we just got through everybody's stats, and we'll be right back. In 5 minutes. In 5 minutes. Okay, guys? We'll be back in 5 minutes. Is that all right?
Yeah.
Okay, guys, we're back. Sorry for the break there. So, Cyberware, for characters who are going the Edgerunner route, fast and dirty, you just have a little chart here that tells you what you have access to at character creation, and you just go with that. It's fairly simple, so we're not going to worry about that. We'll fill in the details in between on the downtime between now and next week. What I'm interested in is how do you think your characters all know each other? Because I would like to start next week with you guys being some kind of a crew. We've got an exec. We've got a weaponsmith, we've got a street scribe, a net runner, and a solo, right? How do you guys figure that that all happens and came together? Do you live in the same area? Are you? I mean, we all live in Night City. Somehow you've all wound up in Night City, right? One thing that jumped out at me, just to give you guys a couple of ideas too, is I noticed that at least two of you had hung around growing up in a nomad gang connected to transportation. It might be interesting if your characters had interacted in you'd kind of crossed paths as youths and bumped into each other again later on, sort of randomly. I don't want to.
That would be the two Aries.
Was that
correct?
you, Ari? Were you in transport? No, I don't think so. I think it was Liz.
I was like a gang
I
on
think
the
Liz,
floating
your character
city.
had a background in transportation.
Yeah.
Did she?
Yep.
When she was growing up.
I'm pulling it up right
Yeah,
now
let me
too.
pull that up.
Yeah, you were in a nomad, but you hung around in a nomad pack in transportation.
Yep.
So there's if you guys
Okay.
ever played Warhammer 40K role-playing game, I think it's particular to Rogue Trader. There's this it's one of my favorite parts of that game. The character creation process involves you guys working through this chart, and it's like, when two characters, and invariably this is designed so it'll work out this way, both of us crossed paths in a battle. If your charts line up, we have that history. We were both at the siege of Sandheim the Four. That's crazy. I can't believe we were both there. So it's an interesting idea that to kind of look at your character bio and think about where might our characters have crossed paths early on that would have led someone to have pulled together this as a team, right? So I'm gonna just.
Yeah, I guess that. I mean,
that
that
sounds sensible to me.
That would probably be
my thoughts. I think Ari's character, Ari's character is probably the unifying factor. As the executive, he's probably had reasons to hire all of us at various points in times for our services.
Yeah, we could even say.
I've probably been on missions with John's character because the Solo would be protecting me while I'm hacking into something or crap like that.
And especially because my family background is corporate manager, so we can easily tie Ari's character into that the same corporation as like my family.
That is interesting. Would be the same corporation.
And then Liz is going weaponsmith tech, right?
Right. So really anybody could have hired me at some point if they wanted some kind of specialty weapon.
That's what I'm saying. Like I could go to you for like, because techs would be like repair, like basic repair, like restock ammo and stuff like that.
I would say repair or building.
Yeah. So I feel like you could be like, I could tie myself in easily to you since
I like the idea also too, John, that maybe, that's the one thing I'm still hung on is should you be from the same corporation or because wasn't there something in your character background too? I apologize. Oh, you're the rabbit, right? Which is throwing me off right here. What was it? You lost everything. Your whole family you've lost everything through betrayal.
Yeah. So what if you sell it like we got bought out?
Oh, okay. In a corporate takeover. So like the corporation that your family was managers for no longer exists, and now maybe you are kind of on a list of freelancers. We acquired all of these assets in the takeover because people sign like lifelong contracts. Like you would become an indentured servant to a company in most of these cases. So you would have been basically as an acquired asset on a list of freelancers that has been acquired by the corporation that Ari's character works for. Does everybody have names on hand yet? By the way, because I'm looking at some stuff here that's like not.
I do. I renamed my character. My netrunner is named Mr. Friend.
Of course.
Friend.
Okay.
I love it.
Wow, they all tie together.
John, Rubin, Cassandra, and David. Mr. Friend.
Now mine is my guy's name is Branton Whitford.
Ari, you gotta you have to have a first name in mind that is just not publicly known. Okay.
I do.
And then
me or the other Ari?
No, Ari
it's
Rubin.
Initial E. So he'd be Mr. E. Friend.
Yeah, of course. Nicely done. No, Rubin, you are, what was it?
Oh, I'm
Isn't
Branton
Bradley Whitford an actor?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's who I'm thinking of.
I would have voted for
plays my
Obama
guy.
for a third term.
Oh, Get Out makes me
It
uncomfortable.
fills me with existential dread. The fucking sunken place filled me with such dread that like I had a hard time getting through that movie. Not joking. Alright. Cool. And then Anthony, you got an idea?
Yeah, I'll be Zero.
Ooh, Zero, cool.
Spelled with a Z or an X?
Oh, let's go with an X.
I'm just like kind of putting your names here in brackets so that I don't lose them. Okay. So we've got Zero, Branton, Cassandra. Love it. The Harajuku girl. And
I'm thinking I probably know the exec because I've probably done a takedown of one of his competitors and he supplied information to me.
Well, in this thing, it talked about how like an executive usually has a full team of like mercenaries and net runners.
But those are different than
their
the
side.
other player characters. Those are in addition to the other player characters. You don't want they can't be the other player characters because they have a morale stat that is going to be dependent on how well you treat them, and they will show up or not show up depending on.
Oh, I thought that was the rest of it. That was giving you ideas for. Wow.
No, those are other
that's
people
like
on
a
top
literal
of us.
power that your character has. Is that like we can all be doing something, and you can call in your secretary, who's also an assassin, and be like, "I need this person dead by lunch," and maybe that person can pull that off. So we have to think about that. But yeah, you don't want to mix that up with the player characters. The player characters, the thing about player characters is like you guys are, one of you might be the exec, but all the other players here would be empowered freelancers. Nobody is beholden to do this exec's job. You guys are kind of on equal footing. So we have to think about how that would work out, because otherwise you're not all player characters. You would be playing an NPC.
Well, I mean, like, can he log into the net? No.
Yeah, and
Pretty
you
sure
are
I
free
can.
to walk away from any job that, if that's where the story is coming from, that he is providing jobs, it would be up to you to decide whether or not it was worth your time and money. Rabbit, yeah, and I'm not the Rabbit. You're a freelancer, and you really are, right? Like we rolled Rabbit's stuff. Like what was it? You would have said go anywhere the money takes you.
I mean, for the most part, yeah. Like I said, it's easy enough for me to tie myself into Liz's character and Ari's Netrunner. And then even
I don't think we need to all be tied together.
Yeah, I mean...
Yeah, I think Menutti would have need of at least me and Liz.
Listen, honestly...
Guns and a hacker, Menutti for information, like his media would need to protect himself and then like get access to something that people probably don't want him to have access to, which would mean the hacksaws with the hacking button.
Yeah. And honestly, like
that's how I win.
If the Rabbit finds everybody like friendly, if she's friendly towards everyone, like Anthony's character could be the one that's always out front and like just know each other from like, I don't know, we live in the same neighborhood.
I'm on the street, man. I'm a street scribe.
Anthony, what does that mean? Are you like a graffiti artist? Is that what we're going with, or are you?
I'm still trying to figure that out.
Just standing on a street corner screaming, surrounded by cameras.
That one's the best.
Are you interested in spreading the word? The word of the children of the dusk.
So I'm not a zealot. Or I guess I am a zealot. I'm not that kind of zealot.
Was Cassandra raised in the Children of the Dusk, or did Cassandra find the Children of the Dusk later in life? Okay, so you came to the children. Or did you...
Yes.
Did you walk into a temple one day, or were you down on your luck and approached by Evangelines?
I would say I walked right into the temple. I was looking for something and I found it there.
What do the Children of the Dusk do? How are they actively bringing about making sure that the world ends the right way?
We just got raided.
Oh, thank you, Octopolis with the raid. I don't have an air horn or cool graphics that I can punch up.
Oh, you want me to get my air
So
horn?
we've got this cult
We have two
of the
Aries that can
dusk.
do it for us.
and they want to make sure that the world ends the right way or that the world ends. I was a little unclear on that.
I'm still kind of working out the details, and I think yes.
Would they happen to serve the being called the Elder?
No.
Hey, Greg, I think
that they see the presence of humanity on Earth as excessive. There are too
I would
many.
agree with
Are you guys about them Georgia Guidestones? Is that your cult? Is that your founding thing? Do you know what the Georgia Guidestones are? Oh, you gotta look them up, man. That's right up your fucking alley. That is exactly what the Children of the Dusk are about.
Oh, all right. I've got a Wikipedia tab.
It's
sure.
this mysterious sculpture that was probably built by Rosicrucians in Georgia called the Guidestones, and like one of the tenets is maintain population under 200,000. So there's a specific. So you want to depopulate the Earth. Okay.
Yes, and we feel doomsday is coming, and that's not a bad thing. And we think it's already started. That the time of the red was the sign we were waiting for.
The doomsday is coming, whether you want it or not. You don't need to bring it about.
Well, we want to speed it along.
So with Ari's character, with Branton working for this biomedical corporation, maybe you kind of shoehorned your way into his employ because you thought maybe you'd have access to viruses and that kind of, and bioweapons. I'm just throwing these ideas out at the table.
It's cool. I like that.
I don't know.
So I think for my street scribe, I'm gonna loosely base it off that guy selling his VHS tapes out of his furry car.
Dude, that guy we met in LA. Yeah, he's famous. Okay, so oh god, that dude was the worst. What? So you just prey on until this moment. Yeah, you just prey on tourists and say, "Hey man, want to buy a data chip?" All right, cool. So you are physically distributing underground, like, street videography to the masses. Book sales.
Book sales. They don't necessarily have to be videos. These are my book sales.
We need to name the company that Branton Whitford works for. You got an idea for that?
Evil Max.
I mean, I think it could have a totally generic name.
Corrupt Core.
Corrupt.
Yeah. Biocore.
I mean, there's always, like,
Lorstrom Media,
Burger Lewis and Associates. Like, just like totally fucking like generic name plus, or yeah.
Wolfram and Hart. Sorry,
yeah.
That's a Buffy Angel thing.
Easterman and Co.
Huey Lewis Incorporated, Wayland Yutani, all goods.
Yep. Nope, this one wins.
Which one
is
it?
That from
Lewis
something?
Incorporated.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. It's just a good name, yeah. Yeah.
It's just great. What does Huey Lewis Incorporated sell? The news.
Touche.
All right. So it's we work for Huey Lewis and Corp.
Stop it.
H Lewis and Co.
What if you were a little less obvious? What if you did Lewis, Huey and Co.
HPH.
There was a I was gonna say there was an earlier partner who was
Robochem.
shed out of the company, and he's been trying to buy his way back in for years. Dewey.
Huey, Louie, and Dewey.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about Globochem? And we have
Pit-Pat.
with Pit-Pat.
Yeah. What was
It's
that?
Pit-Pat.
Pit-Pat. Oh God, I love Mr. Show, but I don't remember exactly that bit. All right, well, it doesn't matter. You are working in bio stuff. We've got a reporter. Basically, we've got a reporter, an exec, a techie, a solo, and a net runner. Now, there's also the possibility that you guys all just sort of live near each other, that you live on the same floor. It's a Friends scenario. Yeah. You live on the same floor of a building. Or there's...
Can I be Rachel?
There's the possibility, that you run, that one of you, Branton Whitford has a side hustle. He owns a pizza parlor that everybody hangs around in. There's like other ways we can run this thing too that doesn't involve an employer-employee relationship between characters. Something's funny about your camera right now, Liz, in my show. Oh, that's not great. We gotta fix that.
Oh.
Well, your camera's all messed up right now. It's not your camera. It's the way that the show is looking at your camera. Sorry, guys, for watching. We had some camera trouble. We had some problems.
Hey, better. We were on Chrome for a second.
All right, there you are, Liz. Sorry about that. I think your camera was fucked up the whole time, and no one said shit. No, I mean...
I didn't notice.
Captain Manic, I like your plan.
The rich elite pedos.
What's Captain Manic's plan?
That's what my character does.
They hunt rich elite pedos.
The goal of this game is to hunt down rich elitist pedophiles.
So let's talk about that actually, because that's some
like
Session Zero stuff, and that's something that was kind of nagging me because we never did a Session Zero for Quome, but like one of the storylines I wanted to explore when if you guys ever got to Nulmas
was hunting rich elitist pedophiles.
It was based on actually a Venetian lord that I learned about who had like his manservant go buy waifs off the dock for his pleasure. When he was done with them, they would be disposed of. That would have been a storyline, but I was hesitant to go there because we never discussed whether or not that was a thing we wanted to deal with in a game. So let's just talk bluntly in public. How dirty do you guys want to get? How dark is comfortable for you? Let's do the real Session Zero thing. What do you expect from this? And what do you not expect? What would you be very offended about talking about?
I mean, I don't want this to turn into a Saw movie or I don't need like gore porn, but I'm not afraid of dark content. Like dealing with people who do terrible things is par for the course with Cyberpunk.
Not everybody looks this comfortable
I think
as you are.
glazing over.
I think
it's just glazing over
like,
a lot of the details.
I think that having to the point where we're, slicing somebody open and putting, I don't know, put a bomb in them or put a
That sounds pretty Cyberpunk.
Yeah, it's like
or put like
the Dark Knight.
Yeah, just slicing people open, putting things in them, and then maybe stitching them back up. That kind of thing. Just getting it all fucked up and doing drugs being in clubs, doing beer, drugs, clubs.
Drugs and cutting? What are we, 16?
Yes. Man, he talked about cutting people up and doing drugs. Listen, here's the thing. Cutting people up and stuffing stuff inside of them, I mean, that's kind of actually at the core of what a Ripper Doc does and what that's cybernetics, right?
I'm gonna be real. So basically, let's just not get overly graphic or too sexual with anything.
Exactly.
And I think we're probably fine.
I'd agree there. Yeah.
We're talking PG-13.
Well, rated R, but not but rated R because of language.
Oh, not rated R.
Not because it's got nudity, but because we're dropping F-bombs. Rated R.
we're saying we would like to avoid topics
from
of
general.
sexual assault and abuse.
Exactly. Yeah.
Or de-emphasize them. I don't think we should have a whole campaign running around it.
No.
People are still shitty.
Yeah.
Wait, Greg, are people doing Cyberpunk and just like raping people and stuff?
No,
Dude,
but
that
like,
happened.
what if
there are
there
a lot
was
of really inappropriate games.
Yeah.
Wow.
But what if there was a
I had
game
no idea.
where like
Yeah.
there was a villain who was a rapist and had some screen time, or who was, I have to think.
That's
Well, that's what I'm
fine, we
saying.
kill
Though,
him.
is that okay? Or should we just not deal with that topic?
I would be
what
okay
you
with
should
that
do-
being a character, but not.
Yeah, but we don't need to. You don't need to role play out
Obviously
the actual
not.
rape.
Are people
Right.
doing that?
Yes.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah. Entire shows lost their audiences
There was,
because of this.
actually.
There was a thing where DM
was.
forced the character, one of the player characters, to be sexually
Yeah,
sexually
it's
assaulted.
real weird.
And
It's
like,
real
ended
weird.
the show. It's
Yeah.
This might be.
I think we've gone
we
too far in this
unfortunately do have
conversation
to-
at this point.
Yeah.
Wait,
Well,
do our
you're talking
characters have to
boundaries.
wear masks?
No, but they can. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like what's happening is we're discussing boundaries
so
less the funeral.
I honestly, it's funny. I feel like
Yeah.
in this setting of Cyberpunk, it's actually less of an issue, and there's less of a gray area that's like weird for me to navigate than there was in Combe, because with Combe, you're dealing with. I was trying to deal with the realities of kind of Bronze Age era life, and it was not pleasant. There's a lot of stuff about the most pleasant societies in like Athens that we gloss over. Like, there were 50 slaves for every citizen in Athens. We don't talk about that much in class. They kind of skip that in your high school education, and so on and so forth. So, or like that, Sparta had a culture built on pederasty, and nobody was okay with it.
like,
the other Greeks thought that was fucking weird.
I would say, like, again, let's look at our source our source material.
Right.
RoboCop,
Right.
Total Recall, like Blade Runner. That's the type of stuff we all want to be dealing with.
I think it's very.
Dread. Like, Dread's a good example of how dark we
Yes.
want things to get.
Look, yeah. I mean, you also have to take into consideration like the audience that we have here. Because the last thing that I think that anybody wants to hear is a played
I'm not
out,
talking about that.
rape
I'm not
scene.
talking about that at all.
Anything that really.
That's
We're
not
not-
even
we're not
close
gonna
to
do
being on the
sexual
table.
assault.
Exactly.
That's
Yeah,
certainly
that's
not
not
what we're
happening.
discussing.
Yeah, but I mean, like, as far as like gore goes, I
No,
mean, we got
think
into it pretty
know where
heavy
we're
in
at with
Quorum.
that. Yeah,
I mean, I don't think
getting
that's
ripped
an
apart by
issue.
bullets and razor
Yeah.
blades and stuff like that is par for the course for a rated R, grown-up,
Yeah.
pulp, sci-fi,
Right.
action storyline. I think we're all on the same page.
Yeah.
There's going to be blood and
Yes.
explosions. There's
Foul
going to be blood
language
and
is fine,
explosions.
drug use is fine.
But, like,
Yeah.
just keep it in your
Yeah.
pants, everybody. Just keep it in your pants.
Well,
Yeah.
I actually, working off of that.
I actually thought that, Ari. That's a
Somebody
pretty
mute
hard,
him.
that's
Someone
a pretty
mute
fast
him.
rule there.
I think that I work
Those
for a
are coming out,
biotech
right?
firm, and I work in R&D, and what we're really searching for, I think, might just be the holy trinity of drugs that we're trying to create, which is the hair, libido, and anti-anxiety pill. All in one.
And also, it's a powerful depressant.
Yeah, it makes you. So far, we've had some bad trials. There's been a few flipper
God.
babies, and we've had a couple. It makes people just like rage out and maybe like murder whoever's like
Look,
administering the test.
I'm gonna be
but
honest.
outside of that,
I don't know if it's in this new Cyberpunk RED, but in Cyberpunk 2020, they had a lot of awkward cybernetic options that were about affecting your
Call
genitalia.
that in the book. I didn't look that
Why?
carefully.
You mean
Yeah.
Nope,
No,
nope,
here,
nope,
I'll
stop,
find
Ari.
it. I'll
Stop.
find it. One moment.
All right,
all
stop.
right. It's in appendix
Stop.
G.
We're not doing it.
G for genitalia.
Is there
Ruben,
anything for hair though?
Yeah, no, there's tons of stuff. You want light up hair? You can have light up hair.
Or wait. Oh, you have to refer to the special appendix for your genitalia hair though. That's also a subsection.
No.
Ruben, can we?
I'm getting there, everybody.
Okay, so Ruben,
Nonsense.
one thing to keep in mind that might easily get muddled is that your character is not a researcher at all. Yeah, you like know how to move money around. You don't know what the fucking eggheads are doing, right? Unless maybe you have an interest in that, but I assume that your character is strictly corporate. Like, you could be in mergers and acquisitions. You wouldn't care. It's just another division in the company.
Got it. Oh, so I wouldn't even care about the actual widget or product?
If you're an exec, like, you probably care about the product because it's the thing that marks whether or not you are successful or a failure. But like, if you got a phone call that said, we're transferring you to acquisitions, you would be 100%, you would care instantly, equally about buying out the Bradford account or something, you know? I think that's what makes you an exec as opposed to a tech. I mean, other things, yeah, because like you have a different stat block, right? But like a tech would be somebody who works, maybe even a med tech, who works in that company and has an interest in the goings-on of what they're developing. You care about it because it's the product you're in charge of. Ari, don't you dare read that.
Sure.
Stop it, Ari. I'm gonna kick you out. You're gonna get muted. I don't need to hear about it.
It's there in the
This
book.
helps nobody. Nobody wants to know about that.
I'm just saying, I started playing it when I was 13, and I couldn't handle that.
Obviously, you're not mature enough now.
What do you mean? I didn't read it.
My God. You animals.
I just wanted to see how far I could take you before you lost it.
So it sounds like we have some sort of probably our first session will involve some sort of a corporate op that sees everybody kind of pulled together to form a team. That seems likely. And we will roll from there. I think that works.
And we'll get into all the BioWare later.
I think that what we'll actually do is you guys will just put them on your character sheet, the stuff that you want, and because for the most part, a few of you have options, but for the most part, it's fairly much like a solo gets a Neuralink, Sandavisten Speedware, or Wolver's Biomonitor. Like, you know, you give like a handful of options sometimes. Some people don't have any options. A lawman just gets a hidden holster and a subdermal pocket.
Yeah, and like, what about like general, like mundane
we can
weapons?
just kind of go through that briefly.
Well, I mean, there's a fast and dirty option for every single aspect of the game. So there's gear loadouts.
And I think that's kind of what's going to happen, because we already kind of agreed to go with the Edgerunner mode of play. So there's a table somewhere here. There it is. So like a solo has an agent. An agent is essentially a smartphone. Leisure wear shoes, 2 pairs. Leisure wear jacket, 3. Leisure wear mirror shades. Leisure wear pants. Leisure wear top. That might be strictly fashion. This literally.
Handcuffs.
So is there like a weapon outfit as well? Cyberware. That's weird. Oh wait, that's fashion. Gear is up here. And that's a description of gear. And Here it is. So like a solo would have an assault rifle, heavy weapon, or bulletproof shield. Oh, I'm sorry. Assault rifle, heavy melee weapon, or bulletproof shield, light armor jack, body armor, light armor jack, head armor, a very heavy pistol, and basic bullet ammunition. And if some of that stuff doesn't really fit your build out, we can work together, because like heavy pistol is a separate skill from another weapon depending on what you're working on, right? The Netrunner has light armor jack, a heavy pistol, and some ammo. A tech would have light armor jack, flashbang, shotgun or assault rifle, ammunition. We have a media who has a heavy pistol or very heavy pistol, light armor jack, and some bullets. The exec has light armor jack, a very heavy pistol, basic bullet, and that's the party. So it's
holy shit.
It's fairly simple.
This is to be great.
As we were talking about before, the core mechanic is... So one of the things that I think is interesting, just to talk about a few things that may catch you off guard when we play Cyberpunk, and this is true for the audience too. We talked before about how everything is resolved with either a D10 or D6. You know, you roll, you add up your attribute and skill and modifiers, and then roll a D10 to find out what happens, right? With Melee, it's a contested roll. You and the other person are fist fighting or sword fighting. You're rolling against each other. When you shoot a gun, you're rolling against a target number based on how difficult that gun is to shoot and how far away the target is. That's it. The target cannot stop you from shooting them. There's no magic, unless they have a very high reflex, and I think it has to be 8 or higher, they have no ability to avoid being shot. It's just about whether or not you're good at shooting. Armor works as soak, or to use a phrase from White Wolf, it's damage reduction. So your armor, it absorbs damage that is taken at it. However, your armor is ablating. The entire time your armor is absorbing damage, it is being destroyed by the bullets that are ripping through it. It is being destroyed by the chainsaw that's hacking it apart. So armor is very, very, it's temporary. It is easily destroyed, necessary to keep you alive. The point of it is that getting shot in Cyberpunk is meant to be a life-ending scenario. If you get shot, it's very, very bad news for your character. You should treat combat in Cyberpunk as being as lethal as real-life combat. If you have basically supernaturally or absurdly high reflexes, you can roll to dodge being shot. It is very hard to do, as I understand. Certainly, as you become more cybered up and you're walking on fucking walls and doing all kinds of insane Matrix shit, it becomes easier to dodge those bullets. But at starting character creation, it is essentially not possible. So the Willy Bandit, attacker's reflex plus marksmanship plus 1d10 versus damage value based on range and weapon. Actually, the Meek effect, there is no tank. The tank would be the car you're driving or the Jersey barrier, concrete barrier you're hiding behind. Possibly if you had a fully borged out solo who was... Yeah, the closest thing we have to a tank would be John. But, I mean, what is John kitted out with, right? John has... What, light armor jack or something like that, or medium armor jack?
Yeah.
Light,
I think it was.
Solo with light. I think it's got to be medium because I think everybody else had light. But yeah, like if you start doing the math on it, it's very easy to get killed up. There is insurance. You can have trauma team level gold or platinum insurance, where when your vitals start fading, a helicopter of heavily armed super med techs show up and evacuate you from the scene. That's a actual feature of the game. But yeah, I don't think that Ari's the wizard. Yeah, I don't think that there's anybody who's really tanky. Maybe as you get, more armored up. with a stopping power of 11, right? That's what your armor has on it. Let me just pull up like a gun, a ranged gun. A very heavy pistol does 4d6 damage per shot. Okay, you have 11 stopping power, and that's it. Once we've done 11 points of damage to you total, your armor no longer exists. You have none. So that means you could maybe prevent all damage from being shot once from a very heavy pistol. So
almost like a real bulletproof jacket, which has like clay in it that shatters after it gets shot, and the thing that kept you from getting shot was that the ceramics were cold.
Exactly. No, it's exactly right. I mean, that's exactly what it's meant to simulate. And it's famously lethal. That's one of the things about Cyberpunk. So,
Greg is not over-exaggerating.
Yeah.
Like, the guns do a lot of damage. People... You can die. Be careful.
Right.
Cover is important. Like, don't end your turn standing in the middle of a hallway exposed.
So,
like,
I mean, a very heavy pistol does 46 damage once per, with a rate of fire of 1. But, an assault rifle does 5d6 damage, also rate of fire 1. I think that some stuff is rate of fire 2. And then there's some stuff that's burst. They have modified that. I was reading it. I don't remember exactly the details about how. But it used to be like, well, if it does 6 shots in a turn, then you roll damage 6 times.
Yes, that is how it worked. So someone with an assault rifle that could hit, you would roll each individual bullet to see if it hit, and then you would so you could do 6 shots, and then you would roll damage 6 times if they hit 6 times.
Maybe someone thinks I'm wrong about how the armor works. Now I'm going to double check.
Well, yeah, the way the Willy Bandit's describing it is the more typical mechanic, which is slowly degrading.
Okay, that's probably right. Actually, I think I must have.
It goes over the threshold,
I think I misread
and then it degrades.
Okay, so it lasts much longer than one being shot once. Fair enough.
Yeah, it's not. You do have to repair and replace your armor, but it's not after every fight because we would never have the money to do that.
Now, but I'm not seeing where the ablative roll is. I'm just gonna make sure that ablative. So soak power SP gained by stopping power gained by armor does not stack. Only your highest source of SP in a location determines your SP for that location. All your armor worn in a location is ablated, SP lowered by 1, simultaneously whenever you take damage. So, okay, every time you would take damage, if you had an SP of an 11 on your armor and you get hit, you don't lose all, up to the damage. You take, now it has 10 for the next round. Then it has 9 on the next round. Now it has 8 on the next round. That's right. Okay. Yep. Yes, we can, Anthony. We're about to wrap up. So I feel like we've done it. I think we made the characters. We talked about the setting.
I'm pumped.
I feel like you shot down my best moment where I could have read from the old edition, but
I'm
whatever,
sorry
it's
you
your
feel
show,
raw
man.
about that. That's kind of you got to get over it. I
don't know. My friendship
I got to wow,
compromised.
Man. I don't tell you.
Cut real deep.
So next week we will actually be playing Cyberpunk. I kind of like this layout that we came up with 6 up on the sides here. It's not bad. I want to do some tweaks to it and stuff like that. But really what I need to dedicate all of my dev time to is map making or map acquisition, because I don't have any maps for Cyberpunk yet. And I would like to I want to put together some just real big chunks of Night City to have as recurring maps that we revisit multiple times. Nimble Walrus already suggests you get up on your own stream and read it. I think that's fine. So
I think Nimbawaris was more plugging my stream than pointing out that I shouldn't read it right
probably
now.
Both good points.
Which everybody should watch my stream Saturday nights. I play Destiny.
Is that what it's called? I Play Destiny?
It's called Destined for Failure.
Destined for failure.
Because I'm really bad at it.
That's great.
You throw all your grenades at your feet.
Basically.
I don't play Destiny. I've been playing some. Yeah.
You would hate it. It's at the antithesis of everything you like about games.
I've been playing some Elite Dangerous, which is kind of cool for streaming. I don't know. I'm still not convinced I love that game. But guys, this was a cool session 0. I'm glad we got to do this. I'm thrilled about these characters. I'm really excited to see where this goes. And I'm also really excited to play Cyberpunk.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of the genre.
Me too.
I've never played this game, and I want to thank our Talsorian Games again for hooking us up with the beta rules.
I'm super excited to play this new edition.
Really cool.
Yeah.
This was one of the first games I ever GM'd. I was 13 years old when I got the book, and it was really complicated. I think I ran this in like 3rd edition D&D around the same time, and I have this is a huge nostalgia trip for me. I'm really excited.
Yeah,
I love Cyberpunk.
I think it's gonna be cool.
This is gonna be a good time.
So next week, 9 p.m. Eastern, we will kick off Cyberpunk RED here on twitch.tv/Greg from HTD. This isn't network television. You know what you're watching. Why do I feel the need to say that? That's such a stupid thing to do. Anybody, I think that's everything, right, guys? All right.
Good to go, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stay safe. Be healthy.
Take it to the limit.
Yeah. Wear
Ooh, I
your
like that.
mask.
Everybody get ready. We're chipping in next week.
Chipping in. See, you got it.
Yeah, the revolution starts tomorrow.
No, it starts next week.
Next week.
And it will be televised.
On Twitch.tv.
To clarify, we play every week Thursday
Correct.
at 9 p.m. Eastern.
So
That is, everyone's wondering when next week. So that's when we play.
All right, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. We are Liz, Anthony, Ari, John, and Ari. And normally I include character names in that rundown, but we're kind of new with these characters, so I'm not ready for that yet. But see you all hopefully next week when we actually start playing Cyberpunk RED. And I hope you enjoyed this glimpse into the process and how the game is built up. All right, guys. Say goodnight, Gracie.
Good night, Gracie.
Good night, Gracie.